Greetings, YouTube. Hail, how y'all doing? We are live and we are back. We are vindicated. The strike is, well, it wasn't even a strike. It was just a takedown has already been lifted. People have been recruited to Patreon and Subscribestar, and that's how we deal with false flaggers. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you all for being here. I am here, blessed to be with my cohort, my partner in crime, and my pal, Gary Beekler of the Nerdrotic channel. Hail, Gary.
Hail. What the hell's up? Hail.
What the hell is up? Well, we are live. We are back, and just having a little bit of fun here, Gary. Welcome to the Harvey Zone.
And thank you for finally calling attention back to my channel. It is the best channel on YouTube, although most people don't know it.
Yeah.
Well,
they're gonna find out though.
I think most people don't know it. That's very true. Phi says Darmok and Jalad at Tanagara. Yes, indeed. Nothing will stop the Inquisition, says Pierre Chan. Damn right. I want to thank all my wrenches for showing up here. And thank you, Gary. Sorry for all of the confusion. But it is merely a scratch, a temporary setback. Each time I'll just get stronger. It's like Gary Mitchell in Where No Man Has Gone Before, the second pilot on Star Trek. It's like, I'll just keep getting stronger. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
We both will, Gary.
That was my favorite episode for a long time for completely narcissistic reasons too. Because the guy was Gary.
Gary Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh, I was such a dork as a kid. I would watch it and this is true story. So I'd watch Where No Man Has Gone Before, and then little me would be jumping around the living room doing scissor kicks and punches. Pretending that I was Captain James T. Kirk, commanding the Starship Enterprise. It was pathetic.
Yeah, I would do that all the time.
Exactly. And I want to thank Barry Pethers and the Brown Guy for popping Doomicorns in the chat. Mahaviz is here. Lady Gravemaster is here. The usual suspects are here. Big Red Bullfrog. Hello, Big Red Bullfrog. Good to see you, sir. Draco Argentus. We've got so many folks here that have rallied in support. And I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled. If you guys would, please spread the word far and wide about this stream. It does not, the notifications are still not getting out. I mean, it's still ghosted, but at least we have been, we have been vindicated. Hail Orgnestra, thank you for the Doomicorn. We're just kind of doing, Jason Smoot, hello. We're just chilling out, Gary.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about pop culture. Nicholas Horton, Larry, Doomicorns everywhere. God bless you guys. So, Shatner's 89 years old. Wow.
What?
Yeah. Shatner's 89 years old, says Hologram Nunchuck.
I was looking, I watched a portion of Generations the other day just because I hadn't punished myself enough. If I had a YouTube channel in 1994, it'd be dedicated to hating that movie. It would just be every other day you get a video about how much I hate that movie. And he looked old in that. I was like, oh man. Yeah, don't get me started on Generations.
I didn't watch it. I watched the opening and I watched some of the stuff with Kirk in it. But I would not watch anything even close to the end because I was not going to allow that shit in my personal, mythology, in my mental dojo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not going to do it because look, Captain Kirk lives in my mind. He's alive from moment to moment, just like Altera is alive from moment to moment in Morbius's mind in Forbidden Planet. Have we talked about Forbidden Planet? Do you like Forbidden Planet?
I love Forbidden Planet.
Isn't that one before like 2001 and Blade Runner? I would say that was the greatest science fiction movie ever made. And
It was. I didn't see it until later in life. And to show how great it was, I was like, how did I miss this? I mean, I'd always heard of it. And this is like, a couple decades ago, folks. But yeah, I couldn't believe I didn't see it when I was younger.
Listen, I'm going to move around the room because my phone is dying, and Tom sent me a tweet that I want to read. It's more about Splash, so I need to plug in my phone because it's about to die. So I'm having to scramble around and vamp. So let me hold on just a sec. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Sorry about that, boy.
No worries. All
right. So now it's plugged in. It's charging before it died. But Forbidden Planet, one of the best memories I have. My dad has never really understood me. And I mean, it's like, he's like Hank Hill to me being Bobby, I guess, But boy, I tell you, one day, when I was little, he took me to the Paramount Theater on Congress Avenue in Austin, Texas. And that is an old restored theater. I mean, it's like in the same condition essentially that it was, in the 30s and 40s. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One of those kind of grand palaces. And they showed Forbidden Planet. And to see it in its native environment and to experience it for the first time. Absolutely amazing. And in that way, I understood. I mean, he genuinely loved Forbidden Planet. He doesn't get me, but we had common ground. You know what I'm saying? And so it was special to me.
Yeah. I completely understand that. My dad didn't get me at all either. But when you have those little moments, that's why I love football so much. That's the times
we did. Yeah. I mean, you could share that with just about anybody. It's kind of a universal language. But Doom Accords from SP4H, Big Daddy MRI, Eli Caro, the Brown Guy, Sassy Marie, Mahaviz, all over thank you guys. Draco Argentus, another one from the Brown Guy. Eldritch Thrust Lord, Bionic Belly Button, and many, many more. Thank you all so very, very much. Forbidden Planet, what a masterpiece. And in fact, on patreon.com/Doomcock, I did a audio commentary on Forbidden Planet, sharing kind of my observations and knowledge about the movie. Yeah, the monster from the id, dude. The monster from the id. Wow.
Yeah.
What a beautiful effect. And you know how they did it? They had a Disney animator, one of their top Disney animators, come and draw the monster from the id. But the way that they got the effect of it being partially revealed in the energy field and with the blasts and stuff, he drew it. Those are his pencil drawings on paper.
No way.
Yes, and what they did is they actually, instead of doing it on a cell and painting, they shot the paper with all its sketchiness and unevenness, and then they went ahead and processed it and made that the monster from the id.
No way.
Isn't that brilliant? God, what a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Absolutely. And Robbie the Robot is my obsession. I mean, dude, to this day, I feel kind of aggrieved that, that George R.R. Martin has a full-sized reproduction of Robbie the Robot worth like something like $50,000, I think is what it costs. Which I've lusted over it ever since I've seen it, in an airplane catalog, Heimacher, Schlemmer, you know what I mean, in the backseat of a shit. Look, George R.R. Martin doesn't deserve that Robbie until he finishes a series.
Damn straight.
Earn it.
Listen, if he's not done, if that guy he's locked down right now, there's no excuses. If he's not done, the book's not getting finished. It's just not. And I mean, done. By the time this lockdown is over, he needs to be done. It's been 9 years. He could have written a half a page every day and gotten it finished.
Easily.
Both books finished. Both books finished because they're 3,000 pages of manuscript, and it has been over 3,000 days since we have seen a book from A Song of Ice and Fire. That is a very open wound with me.
Absolutely is, and it hurts, and I've tweeted out about it. I've even tweeted out about James S.A. Corey talking about his books, and I was saying, well, at least I have confidence you're going to finish your series, unlike a certain author named George R.R. Martin, and they kind of dodged it and stuff. But come on, man, it's getting embarrassing. It's getting embarrassing.
It is.
We really need it. So pop culture pop-up. Well, today what I wanted to talk about primarily before we were interrupted so rudely was Disney censoring movies in their collection and stuffing other ones in their vault, which I find absolutely pernicious. I find it despicable, and I find it to be an assault against our culture, not just against pop culture, but against our memories and against our morality. I mean, basically, Disney is just telling you what to think, how to feel, what is right for you. They're making decisions about what we can watch, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with this latest thing about Splash getting censored?
I heard a little bit about it night before last, and I watched your video. I wonder if did Ron Howard sign off on this?
Well, Ron Howard directed Solo, which lost money.
Yeah.
So he will work for food.
I don't understand how the directors of these movies would allow that to happen. I would think they would have some say. And they probably said, okay. And if they're okay with that, then you're pissing on your own art. And we said this is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. They've done the worst in Doctor Who. They've put the Master. They're going to put the Master in a second Doctor adventure. And believe me, they're going to start editing out sexism. I believe, I don't know. I haven't, the Talons of Wang Chang that's out there. I wouldn't be surprised if that one disappears completely. Then they'll start doing it with Star Trek. Cause there's little moments that you would consider, sexist to today's standards that they could just edit out. It's just a couple of seconds. What's the harm in that? We're trying to make it accessible to everybody, because somehow that makes it unaccessible. Somehow seeing a butt in Splash is gonna send us all off the brink, or so. I have no idea. Disney ruins everything. They suck. This is why I've always disliked them as a company. They can continue doing this stuff, and it's that a move like that is not going to make anybody happy. Anybody. I can't see anybody who is okay with that.
No, me either. Midnight's Edge, Tom Connors Jr. Sent me a tweet that says there is a second shot that Disney censored on Splash. About 10 minutes after that, when she comes up to the island, they crop her butt out. So they showed her bare butt as she's walking onto the island. Yeah. And they go ahead and they actually crop it out. And I just lost it. The more I thought about it, the more outraged I got, dude. It was offensive. It was pathetic. These people are taking films and in the name of protecting us, they're going ahead and defacing works of art, because Splash was a great movie. I mean, Splash was actually Ron Howard's kind of big, Imagine's, big debut. I mean, it was their smash hit that put them on the map. I can't imagine Ron Howard will be happy with this. Like it's salacious or something. Like this nudity. The whole point of her nudity is that she is shameless, because she has no shame, because she is utterly innocent. And I find that the blur, the hanging, that they've added hair. They cropped her, first of all, on this other shot where she's walking towards the beach and her butt is in plain view. They've gone ahead and cropped the frame so we can't see the butt, messing with the composition of the director. In the other shot that I mentioned, they've added cloned hair to cover her butt. And this is in the public good, I guess. This is protecting us from ourselves or something, Gary.
But it's okay to see two dudes macking out in a Marvel movie later.
Oh,
this year.
sure. But, I mean, a bare butt of a mermaid innocently presented might inflame heterosexual desire. So, of course, we can't have that.
Yeah, I think it's more of a patriarchal theme than a Puritan theme. I think that's the reason they're doing it. And by the way, it's fine for both. It's not exactly what I go to see my Marvel films for, and I don't know if that'll actually add to the story. I highly doubt it, but whatever. But it should all exist. It's fine. And this is why Disney's going to lose. Disney's going to eventually lose because they restrict themselves. And, listen, I have my kid. My kid could fire up porn without me knowing it because I don't watch them every second and the internet is there.
Sure.
So for Disney to edit this out is just to cover their own image, and it's an image that's going to fail in the world of streaming. This is if HBO could get off their ass and Warner Brothers could get off their ass, they would crush them because they'll have rated R content with kids content. Who cares? You have the parents monitor that. You trust your kids. Are they gonna betray your trust once in a while? Yes, of course. That's part of being a kid, and you just talk to them. But Disney wants to parent the world, and I still think it's for the patriarchy more than Puritanism and all that bullshit. But good God,
I don't know what they're thinking, dude. I really don't know what they're thinking.
That's a Bob Iger. That's a Bob Iger thing. That's a CEO who presses his collars and he probably creases his jeans and there isn't a hair out of place and it's just so freaking out of touch because a weatherman is running one of the biggest companies in the world. Ron fucking Burgundy. Brick Tamlin. I love Lamp.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. Listen, I did a super chat square up today on the Inquisition last Sunday. I did it today. It was only 22 minutes, unlike you, sir. That you were a mensch. You did a 2-hour one that got devoured by YouTube.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want you guys to know how much Gary suffers for you guys. And, he lost it. He lost 2 hours of work.
Lost it all. I'm going to record it again. That's no problem. But it's 2 hours of my life I can't get back.
I am so sorry, man. But in this super chat square up that I did, Ron W., who had a $4.99 super chat. And again, I thank you, Ron. Even though I addressed it there, I'll address it here. He said, my question is, with both Disney and Universal owning Hulu, why are they making a new streaming service since Hulu was established with memberships? And my answer to this, and I'd like to run this by you and see what you think. My answer was Disney simply wants to own all of the pie and not share it. But the problem is Hulu and Netflix will always be beating Disney, not merely because they have a head start, but because Disney has a homogeneous content, which Netflix and Hulu do not. In other words, Disney, all of their shit is the same. It's going to all be of a certain rating and a certain quality, and they have lines that they won't cross over, and it's all this kind of bland shit targeted from little kids to teenagers, essentially. I mean, adults will still like it, but basically that's the level of taste. Hulu and Netflix has both kids content and adult content and everything in between. And so they're always going to appeal to a much broader audience than Disney ever could. So Disney is kind of spitting in the wind here in terms of trying to ever catch Netflix or Hulu as long as they're doing shit.
Well, they own Hulu. That's the thing, though. That's why they bought Fox, and they're still making Disney Plus, and they own fracking Hulu. Just use it. But the thing is, they're going to make Hulu as bad as Disney Plus.
Well, then Netflix will win.
Netflix has already won.
Netflix has won.
Netflix has won. Amazon has won. It's over. The streaming wars ended March 16th when San Francisco went on lockdown. And because the Silicon Valley voluntarily went on lockdown prior to that. They were ahead of the game. Then Hollywood did it. Streaming wars ended that day. So we're just going to sift through and see who the winners are. And it's Netflix. Netflix came out with Tiger King right around the time when HBO came out. Well, Disney came out with nothing, and HBO came out with Westworld, which is supposed to be a tentpole show for them, a tentpole show. And I got a video coming out on this. Another one. The ratings are cratering for this for the show during with a captive audience.
Well deserved. We are suffering on behalf of this show, and I have no qualms about it failing. None. It's an insult. Come on. This thing is one note. They're making Aaron Paul unwatchable. And he's actually, it's hurting his career because I really don't, I'm kind of tired of seeing Aaron Paul now. Honestly, I find it hard to watch him, dude.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't turn into like the Dave Duchovny of Breaking Bad, who can't really get much work, a little bit, but not much. Not Dave Duchovny, if you remember, back in the 90s, he thought he was a big star, a marquee guy.
He did indeed.
He certainly did, and he wasn't. Who was the red-haired guy from
Caruso?
David Caruso. He was David Caruso too. He left after a couple seasons, thought he'd be a big movie star, and he wasn't.
Oh, I know, it doesn't work out. It never works out, and then they come limping back to TV. It's just they get this head full of steam. Agents, they're listening to agents. I don't know. Dance with Who Brung You, for God's sakes. Mulder was an iconic character. You could have stayed there many more years, cemented it, but no. He had to go off and dick around in a bunch of movies that nobody remembers. Evolution, remember that?
Yes.
Boy, what a stinker. Jesus. And David Caruso, I don't even know what he was in, but he's mostly famous for talking real slow and at a key moment whipping off his sunglasses.
Yes. It's murder.
It's murder. Exactly.
It's murder.
Pathetic, dude. It's
God, what? He was in this horrible movie that I went and saw, and it was horrible. I can't remember what it was. I blocked that out of my mind. The 90s.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've never seen him. Was it like one of these movies with Sharon Stone? That's what I'm wanting to
something like that. Yeah,
to say, but I could be completely mistaken. But
in the 90s, every movie was some court drama and some femme fatale, and God, that whole thing was pretty awful. Got some good movies out of it, but some of them were terrible.
Thundercats Ho in the chat says Evolution is a bad movie, but I like it. Well, you're absolutely well. Listen, I like some bad movies. I'm not gonna lie. Was it Basic Instinct? Says Nano Reaper. No, he wasn't.
No, Basic. It was all one of the. There's a bunch of Basic. It was
Jade.
Thank you.
That's what it is. Thank you, Michael Seagriff. Thank you, Mitch Tebow. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Mitch Tebow is absolutely correct. And he was on NYPD Blue in the 90s. And then he said, "Ooh, I'm a breakout star. I'm going to break out." And then it just winds up breaking you. That's all it is to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. But anyway, man, listen, I want to thank everybody here for coming, following us, the Harvey Zone. I really appreciate it. And please subscribe to the Harvey Zone while you're here if you haven't. But yeah, we will not be silenced. We will not be silenced. And fortunately we have Patreon. I have Patreon and Subscribestar to fall back to. I think you have Patreon, but I don't know if you have Subscribestar. I don't think
I have Subscribestar, but I need to, they're not letting me post until I fill out my 1099, and I don't want to give them my social security number. I'm kind of being an old man with that, but I'm going to do it.
I know it's true. But the thing is, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And I want to thank you all for being here and supporting us, because God damn it, we're not going to be shut down. And I want to get to some of these super chats of these lovely people who have been waiting for us, and then I want to talk some more about this whole censorship thing, because I've got a Simpsons thing that really pissed me off that I want to talk about. Bionic Belly Button, with a $20 super chat. Hail Bionic Belly Button. She says, "We will not be silenced. All hail Doomcock. We will fight with you always." I am so honored and touched and appreciative, Bionic Belly Button. Thank you so much for all of your help and your support. And it just means the world to me. Thank you so much. Oh, and Lori Wilson. Yes, I need to wrench her. Yeah, this is the Harvey Zone. So it's got a whole different, let me see. Oh, and Stellar Heather. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab her too. And here's Lori Wilson. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Fixed. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bionic Belly Button. I deeply appreciate it. And yes, you're right. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Sadly, it's not just Disney that's guilty of the censorship. No, it is not at all. Matt G with a $2 super chat. Hail, Matt. He says, "You guys, like, whose line is it anyway? That style." You know that show, don't you, Gary?
Yeah, I used to love it.
Yeah, I used to watch that on Comedy Central. It was a British improv show. And me, Clive Anderson, say good night. Good night. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. A lot of British comics were on that show. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't one of my absolute top of the line favorites, but it was fantastic. I also want to thank the Kelvington for the Kelvington dude. He sent me the Monty Python Blu-ray box set.
Nice.
And oh shit, I can't believe how much better it looks. It truly, I thought, well, it's shot on video. How good is it going to be? Man, it is fantastic. I mean, it is really different, really clean. And I just thank you, Kelvington, so much for your generosity and your kindness. It is greatly appreciated. I can't tell you how much. Cavi with a $5 super chat says, "Hail Doomcock. Your quest against SJWs destroying our media will not be silenced. We are with you." Thank you, Cavi. Thank you, sir. We will not be silenced. Will we be silenced, Gary?
No.
Hell no.
When I'm dead.
Hell.
Maybe when I'm dead.
Well, when we're, yeah, maybe. Whichever one of us goes first, we need to live stream with the other doing a Ouija board.
Oh, it'll be me. I've brutalized my body for the first for a good period of my life. I was horrible to my brain and body. So yeah. Well, I'm enjoying what time I have left.
Time enough. Right, Gary?
Yep.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Gary Beekler's final monologue. I don't know. One never knows, but I don't like to screw around with Ouija boards, but I think I give you permission to do a Ouija board live stream with me if I'm the first to go, and I'll do the same. And hopefully you will reach out from beyond the veil and say, "Hey, it's not bad here." Hopefully.
I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Meth heads cooking crank off the La Costa Avenue on-ramp under the bridge. All these things are gone like tears in the rain.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've seen things.
Yeah, I've seen people cooking crank under a bridge on an off-ramp in Carlsbad, California.
Holy crap.
Yes. It's with generators, and it was loud as hell, and it smelled, and it could have blown up, and nobody noticed.
I know, man. Remember when on Breaking Bad, they used to have the trailers and the masks, and old Heisenberg was doing it correctly, but these guys, they never blew up. It's God loves idiots and little children, and I guess meth heads.
Yes,
it's weird.
It does.
It's weird. So listen, the thing about, I'm going to try to pull up this this article I read about Disney and Splash, because there was something in that article that was Believe it or not, even worse. It was on the Verge. And the Verge did actually a really, really good article about this. And I want to send a shout out to the Verge. It says Disney Plus's butt cover up hides a much bigger problem. Altering scenes in movies is a fear in a digital and streaming age, which is absolutely correct. Disney used CGI hair to cover actress Daryl Hannah's body. A Disney representative confirmed to The Verge that a few scenes from Splash were slightly edited to remove nudity, but they did not specify where the edits were made. Well, I mean, this is bad enough. I mean, I already covered that. And they point out that, like, you know, in Thor Ragnarok, you see the Hulk's naked butt that wasn't censored. But since it's, you know, CGI, maybe they think that that's okay or something. But get this, dude, this really, really bothered me. And I think this is going to be like a follow-up video. So last March, Simpsons producer James L. Brooks himself announced that future syndication packages, streaming, and future DVD releases will not include the season 3 premiere episode Stark Raving Dad.
Why?
The episode includes voice acting from Michael Jackson. And after renewed allegations against Jackson surfaced, Fox and the Simpsons team has decided to effectively erase the episode. So Stark Raving Dad will no longer exist because of Michael Jackson having some voice acting in it. And Brooks says, to justify it, well, this is our book and we're allowed to take out a chapter. That right there, in my opinion, is fundamentally the misconception that these people have. Once these things are released and once they are beloved and once they are incorporated into the fabric of our lives, as The Simpsons has been for years, it doesn't just belong to the corporations anymore. In my opinion, it belongs to us, to the public, to the people that love it. It has entered our discourse. It has become part of our language. The Simpsons is a cult thing. I mean, it's a broad thing. It has a broad appeal, but ultimately, Simpsons people are fanatics. And they're going to erase this based on allegations against a dead man, against Michael Jackson. And dude, the fucking implications in that judgment are absolutely chilling to me and upsetting and infuriating, Gary, because does that say that there's something inherently wrong with anything that Michael Jackson ever recorded? And are they saying that I am wrong or bad or evil because I enjoy Michael Jackson's music still? What is it saying about our society, about us? Are we supposed to then reject any artist, no matter how big, no matter how much they've touched our lives over decades? If suddenly they are besmirched or they are found guilty, even found guilty, okay, well, I'm not going to go ahead and bail the guy out of jail. I'm not going to dig him up and prop him up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or some shit like that. But are you saying essentially that there's moral judgment being affixed now to listening to Michael Jackson's music? This is very disturbing. So they're basically saying that they in their sole judgment as owners of this material, that they're going to pull a Song of the South on Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised his music doesn't come out. So listen, I might not be the best person on this subject because I've never liked Michael Jackson, his music or anything. I wasn't into that kind of music. I didn't hate his music, but I wasn't into it. That's fine. People enjoy it. That's fine. The implications here, the bigger ones, aren't even about Michael and the allegations, which I know there are two certain camps on that. and the court of law has found him to be guilt-free. There are many people who don't believe that and maybe think he's, because was a multimillionaire, he was able to get away with that. That's not here for debate or not, because honestly, I thought the guy was pretty weird personally, but this burden of proof thing does have to count. And but I think it should be up to the individual if they don't want it. Me personally, would it bother me if it was in there Michael Jackson as opposed to like Kevin Spacey or somebody like that who hasn't been, nothing's been proven against him either. But I'm not going to watch anything by Kevin Spacey anymore, which sucks because one of my favorite movies of all time has him in it. But I can't stand the guy's face. LA Confidential. I love LA Confidential. Fucking love that movie. Huh? Yeah. I love 7 too, but I like LA Confidential more. But no, I don't like the dude, and I'm not going to support it, and not even by spending my time with it. That's my personal decision. I don't need a company or a government to make that decision for me. And if somebody out there wants to watch that stuff, they should be able to watch that stuff, because in reality, in real life, there hasn't been any charges. Now, with people who have been found guilty, I think that is up to, there's laws against that. If somebody's been found guilty, they cannot profit off, I don't know if they can earn a living or not. But again, I think it's up to the individual. I don't like the government making those kind of moral decisions, or a company making those moral decisions for anybody.
Exactly. Especially with someone who has been such a huge part of culture. I mean, this guy was massive. And, because he did a little voice acting, they're going to pull this entire episode.
Are they going to pull all the Apu stuff too?
Dude, that lies in the future, doesn't it?
I think they're just setting,
or they may just cut out any bits with Apu.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen,
where does it stop?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard stuff on Michael on both sides. Razor Fist is out there, and he has a couple videos, and he's convinced he's innocent, and he's got his arguments, and he has every right to them. I don't know. I don't know, man. But either way, I think it should be a personal decision, just like what your kids can watch. As far as the butt is concerned in Splash 2, I will decide what my kid watches until he's 18. I don't mind my kid seeing a butt personally. I'd rather have them see that than somebody's getting decapitated personally. But with this, I think you should leave the art alone and let the customer decide. But if the companies start, they've already started a long time ago. They started deciding what we should and shouldn't like. The companies, for some reason, have started to show a false moral superiority.
Yes.
And they want to decide for us. And these are the last people on earth who should be deciding what is morally okay or not. Just look at some of the Instagram videos from some of the celebs during this lockdown. Do those look like stable people to you? Does that look like real life to you? Does that a person who understands what it's like going to a 9 to 5 job every day, and who may or may not be furloughed, and you're not sure if your medical expenses are going to be paid or not in the next month, or whether you're going to be able to pay rent? Do you think these people identify with that? They don't. So you know what? Don't decide if we can see a butt or not, or who's voicing what. I'll decide that. Thank you very much. And I've made the decision. I will not support Disney in any way, shape, or form. I've seen how they treat the fans, the customer, the paying customer. And now they think they know better than the paying customer, and they think they know better than George Lucas, and they think they know better than Stan Lee. And these guys are idiots. Bob Iger is one of the worst CEOs, one of the worst. I know he's elevated, but look at his company. Look at his company right now. It's in shambles in a month, because he went on this big irresponsible spending spree instead of trying to innovate something, take a chance and innovate something. He just bought stuff and then destroyed it.
Yes.
Marvel Comics is destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. The Marvel superhero comic has been in decline for years. years. And you're hearing people pop up saying, oh, the industry was fine. No, I've found a couple articles today where people were saying things were declining prior to the beer bug. We of course see Star Wars. Star Wars' next step is the High Republic. I mean, these guys are idiots. And Hollywood is where trends go to die. They don't know what the hell's up. They don't know their ass from their head. And they've been sitting on a big cushion for a little while. And now they're going to have to get lean and mean and actually make something good. I mean, I suggested it on Twitter yesterday with the Sam Raimi announcement of Doctor Strange 2. I'm like, well, you guys need surefire hits. You need to put your egos aside and, I don't know, get Nolan to make another Batman film, get Sam Raimi to make another Spider-Man film. That would just make all the money you need. But instead, we'll get the Eternals. It's okay. And Black Widow prequel. That'd be great. I'm sure.
Yeah. And let's give it to some woman who's never directed anything, just to like virtue signal our way to great success. Not
who needed a man's help to shoot the fight
for the action sequences.
For the action scenes.
Is that it's just pathetic?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's disgusting. I do. Again, I'm separating what these people did. You could have your opinion, and I understand it, but I think that should be a personal decision.
Me too. I mean, Keller Ranch in the chat is asking, Doomcock, where do you stand on convicted entertainers? I still love Bill Cosby's old records despite what he did. Yeah, look, that's the thing is that if you are going to take a moralistic approach to art, I mean, I can't tell you how many painters and writers in the past were, perverts and messed up. I separate the art from the artist, especially if you're purchasing this product or watching this product for your enjoyment is not benefiting them because they're dead. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. If they're not getting any revenue from you're watching it, then it's entirely just in terms of your level of taste and stuff.
Case by case basis.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The way I take it. I mean, it depends on the person. Like I said, Kevin Spacey, nope. Flat out hard no. Not gonna. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that guy's face ever again. I am fine with not seeing it ever again. And but if it's somebody like I don't know, Pee-wee, when Pee-wee got in trouble, I didn't have a problem with Pee-wee. He didn't do anything particularly wrong, and he had some charges that were on somebody else that were kind of thrown on him that wasn't right. And I think that's the way most of us are. But if it's certain people, it depends on what they did. And also you have to look at the time too.
Right.
Because listen, there's, Call of Cthulhu. How are we going to feel about that? I mean, he was a little a lot but apparently he straightened up later in his life.
And it was the time. And I'm not interested in being a moral enforcer. I have zero fucking interest in that. I just simply, it's not my place to pass judgment on historical figures. The simple fact of the matter is, if you are going to morally evaluate every artist, you're not going to watch a lot of shit because Hollywood is a cesspool.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's an absolute cesspool, and the darkest secrets have yet to come out, and they will someday.
They will, but I mean, it's like organized. I won't even say anything that's going to get us flagged or anything, but there's certain like actors in Hollywood, kid actors that are alleging there's been all sorts of tomfoolery, shenanigans, and, felony behavior. He keeps like being silenced or not being able to speak out, or something always interrupts the disclosure that he's going to do. Look, my view is law enforcement should lock these people up in jail. in jail. I'm not interested in becoming like a citizen informer like in 1984. I'm not interested in being the goddamn police. I'm interested in pop culture, and what I care about is excellence in pop culture. But it would not break my heart if even my most revered directors were found guilty in a court of law and sentenced, thrown in a hole for the rest of their lives for their sins. Well, that's how it works. And I'm all with it and for it and good with it. But I'm certainly not going to be told by society that I can't listen to, Rock With You by Michael Jackson anymore, or Thriller. It's just, I just, fuck you. I'm not going to be censored. And Michael Jackson is dead, so he's beyond the reach of any justice that I might inflict by boycotting him. So you know what? That's been a piece of the fabric of my life, and it's really none of your business. So I think we're in agreement there in terms of
and as far as Michael's concerned, I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know what really happened. There is circumstantial evidence, but it could have been what he said. I don't freaking know.
It's deeply suspicious.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, if he had been convicted, I'd say send him to jail. Yep. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I'm not defending the guy, but I'm also not going to say I'm going to deprive myself of the pleasure of listening to some really great songs. And they are. I mean, I know you don't like them very much, but I mean, that's just a matter of taste. But, I mean, I grew up on that stuff, so it's part of my life now for better or worse.
I was more of a Prince guy.
Oh, I love Prince too.
Yeah.
I love Prince too. And yet as a recovering addict, I mean, are you going to frown on Prince because he died of a drug overdose? No.
God,
no. So, when you have, I think art should be judged on the basis of art. I think once art leaves a creator, it enters into the public sphere and becomes part of our culture. And I think I'm very consistent on that, because that's my argument again with Disney, with James Brooks. Once these things have been released, you no longer have exclusive domain to do anything you want with them, because we bought them. We paid for them. We've not only invested our money, but we've invested our lives and our memories and our emotions, into these little pockets of art. And if you go ahead and pull those or mutilate those or change those, you are harming us. You're harming us. It's like buying a Van Gogh or a Edward Hopper and saying, well, I own this motherfucker. I'll do whatever I want with it, and drawing on it with, red paint. Well, where does your right to screw with your property end? And where does our right as a society to have a masterwork preserved that is famous and means a lot to a lot of people begin?
What Joker does in Batman 89. That's what Hollywood's doing right now.
Exactly. Hail Zebulon Pike. Good Doomacorn there, my friend. That is my point. And by the way, Brian Dennehy has died apparently.
Yeah.
I'm seeing R.I.P. Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy, great actor.
Oh man.
And blame the controller. Yes, I do the same thing. He's in the chat and he says, I try to avoid looking at celebrity Twitter and stuff. I'd rather not know what they think, because it can ruin their content for me. It can like Joss Whedon I freaking was singing that guy's praises forever. I was when he did the X-Men book, I was excited. I wanted him to direct X-Men 3. And then I started seeing his act on Twitter and I'm like, oh, he's crazy. Oh, well, I like his old stuff. I don't think I'm going to enjoy anything from here on out, though.
No, I understand. Look, I think a good way to look at it is if an artist is reprehensible to you. For example, James Gunn, with all of the tweets about, kids and shit. I mean, it could have been, twisted humor. It could have been something else. I don't know. But it was distasteful. Well, I could definitely see somebody saying, you know what, moving forward, I'm not going to go and pay any money for anything James Gunn does, right? But on the other hand, things that James Gunn did, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite popcorn movies of all time. It's my favorite Marvel movie of all time. And if you're telling me that to be righteous, I have to never look at Guardians of the Galaxy again, I'm going to say, well, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to look at what I want, but I'm not going to support the guy moving forward. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. James Gunn. That's a tricky one because
it is. I mean, I'm not saying I was just using it as an
example. It's a great
not
example because those jokes are horrific. And he also was, I mean, this is very circumstantial, but he's from Troma. His mentor was Lloyd Kaufman, who was we'll just say a weird dude. We'll just say a really, really weird dude. I saw a dude. One of the greatest moments of my life was Stan Lee cussing him out. I got to see that. That was
you saw it
right in front of me. We were at that charity event. I don't know if you've seen that picture of me and Stan together on a yacht. That was part of a charity auction. And I got to eat lunch with Stan and John Densmore, the drummer from System of a Down. It was the weirdest lunch I've ever had. And I was meeting Stan for the first time, and we were getting the setup to take the pictures, and he was really freaking gracious and nice. And he was talking to all of us. And then Lloyd Kaufman, this is at Comic-Con, by the way. So the yachts are in the back, and Lloyd Kaufman comes up, and I'm shit you not. He's got like two 30-year-old women dressed as teenagers from the 70s in a mini marching band. I kid you not. And they march up playing their shitty music, having these girls like rubbing up and down Lloyd Kaufman. And Lloyd just comes up on Stan Lee and's all, oh, come on. Hey, Stan, how you doing? He's all, get the fuck out of here. And I went, whoa, Stan just said the F word, and I wish I had my cameras rolling. I have video of the moment right before that. But then I was so shocked when Stan said that. I dropped my phone. I'm like, what the hell? I was laughing my ass off, but true story. Yeah.
Wow. I wish I'd have seen that. Our good friend Mark C has got to go, and he sent a super chat or two. So I want to read those real quick because he's got to run. Mark C with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Mark. Says, my Lord and Gary, did you see my DM? I sent both of you. Can we do this? I haven't right now seen any DM, Mark C, but I will look at it. Gary's looking at it right now. I'm going through the rest of the chat. Mark C with a $20 super chat. Hail, Mark! He says, Disney owns Hollywood Studios films. Movies like Crimson Tide, Medicine Man, Dangerous Minds, and Dead Presidents. How smart would it be for Disney to turn Hulu into its non-child arm of its streaming service? That'd be pretty smart, Mark C. I mean, I don't know why they don't do it. I think it's pride or sheer fucking hubris or something along those lines. I really don't know.
Hubris.
I really don't know why they don't do that. I can't fathom what Disney is thinking, honestly. Did you find that DM?
I did find the DM. Mark, do you want me to read it? Yeah, I don't know if I kind of like it. For one, he drew a picture of my Cosmic Crater Girl, and I'm Mark, it's beautiful. I want to send you some cheddar for that. And yes, I got a PO box. I'm going to respond to you. He said, I have a suggestion on this week's Inquisition. And yeah, I think that's doable. If we kind of need to talk about this behind the scenes, but
okay.
It's a good idea. Sorry, folks. I will tell you all what he said. I just want to make sure it's okay with him. And I think it's a funny ass idea.
He may have already left. I was appealing to him not to leave.
Well, he wants to coordinate a response to Bob Iger for.
Oh, yes. I saw that briefly. Yes. We should discuss.
I love that idea.
That privately.
I love that idea. I love it. But I promise we'll tell everyone eventually. Okay. I don't mean to do that out loud. That's bad, but
no, well, he asked and I'm with all this shit with the false flagging and stuff, it completely wiped out of my mind. But yes, I did see that. I haven't we'll talk about it. Yes, we'll talk about it. And Mark C, thank you so much, brother. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't run off.
Hail Mark C.
Hail Mark C. Okay. Well, thank you, brother. Let's see. Vanessa Lore with $1.99 super chat. Hail, Vanessa Lore says, just ordered my copy of Die Hard. Hail. Well, that's good, Vanessa Lore. I think that's fabulous. I think you should have a copy of Die Hard in case that they decide. The example in my video was that they're going to restrict Die Hard from public exhibition. Eventually, they will stop putting it out on DVD and Blu-ray, and they will just have it on streaming on the cloud. And then conveniently, just ahead of their remake, they will go ahead and make Die Hard disappear from the cloud, evaporate, so that they can go ahead and turn John McClane into Joan McClane, a woman of color who is thwarting the white patriarchy attempt to, take over Rosa Parks Plaza. And, basically making their better, superior original material vanish so that less people will be able to criticize their new reboots. But ideally, if you can possibly do it, buy it from the second-hand market. Don't benefit Disney or whoever owns Die Hard or any of these movies by buying fresh copies. Plus, you never know that the fresh copies might also not be altered. I'm just saying. Go out, haunt the, half-price bookstores and the, flea markets and stuff, and keep an eye out for movies that you love that you can get for a few bucks. I think that would be
what a stupid fracking way to sell your streaming service.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just dumb. Disney, if you're an investor in Disney right now, get the hell out. I don't see good times for this company, and I don't know. I'm not a stockholder of any kind, but I'm pretty. Listen, remember when Warner Brothers was on top of the world? They had Harry Potter, they had Nolan doing Batman. They were the toast of the town. They were the kings, and then they weren't until they weren't. Disney has had a good run that they basically wasted towards the end, and it's going to be a long time until this company is on the forefront and relevant. The MCU that's coming, I could say that it would shock me if The Eternals was a good movie. It just doesn't look like it's going to be a very good movie. There's pretty much one way you do it, and they didn't do it that way. Can anybody who's directing The Eternals?
Some no name, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm happy they got Sam Raimi, right?
Right.
But look up because I honestly can't even remember who's directing.
Let me tell you something.
Chloe Zhao. Chloe Zhao. What's Chloe Zhao done? Has she done any big epic?
She's done so. Yeah, I don't even want to say. Everything I said was sarcastic and ill-advised, so I'm shutting up on that. What has she done?
The writer, daughter. No, she's done 5 short films. Songs My Brother Taught Me in 2015. The writer, and that's it. She has 6 writing credits, which are Nomadland, The Writer, Songs My Brother Taught Me, Daughter is a short, the Atlas Mountains a short, and Post the short. She has 8 producing credits, 3 editing credits, 3 miscellaneous crew credits, and that's it. So basically what's happening now is these are producer driven films. The art is gone. They have a template that they use, and they just plug in a director who doesn't do any of the special effects or action scenes. It's pretty much, I could go in and direct a damn MCU film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with more credibility than this, Chloe, because at least you're familiar with the source material.
I've read Kirby's Eternals. Yes, I have.
Well, there you go. And the thing is, it's going to be another instance where, the movie is directed by the storyboard department.
Yep.
Because you'll just look on okay, it's this shot. Okay, line it up, cinematographer. I'm going to go into my trailer for a while. I mean, and any idiot can direct a film if the goddamn, storyboard department is just going to tell her what footage to get.
And look at how basic they're going on it. They're like, the Eternals. Let's get 2 Game of Thrones people because one of them's a knight, and he was a knight. kind of. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's basic biatch, and it's sad. It's sad. And we have things like Daredevil not happening. Robert Downey Jr. is gone. Chris Evans is gone. Chris Hemsworth, they're going to get him for what? A couple more movies. Guardians, which was the best thing going, that got sidelined. And then when it comes back, it's going to regress. I've already heard a little bit about the plot, and it's going to be basically oh man.
Is it going to be bad? I mean, I don't like Thor being on the ship.
Peter Quill is going to be pretty much like cucked through the whole movie.
Oh,
so
Jesus. Is it going to be cucked by Thor, or is it going to be cucked by Zamora? Oh, for fuck's sake. The MCU. I swear to God, Guardians of the Galaxy was a explosion of exuberance in the theater that I hadn't felt in a long, long time.
That was the closest thing to Star Wars I've ever seen.
Exactly how I felt. I floated out of that theater. I was like, holy shit. I had no idea it was going to be that good. And it was perfect. I honestly, I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy was absolutely perfect. I cannot believe that they started out the movie with a boy saying goodbye to his dying mother, which is about as downer as it gets. And boom, they whip it around. They turn it right around to the title sequence where he's going, hey, what's the matter with you? And he's like doing the thing, come and get your love. And it's just like exuberant. It's like, wow, holy shit, this is fun.
Great.
And so it had real emotion, and it had goofy fun, humor, action. It was fucking, my mind was blown. My mind was blown when he's dealing, Quiller is down on the planet and like, it's at the end, and he just starts going, oh child, things are going to get easier. And and I don't even know that song. I'd never heard that song. And I'm just like, my mind just, I was the guy. I was Lee Pace. I was just frozen there. I didn't. I know what the fuck he's doing, and it was so weird. That movie, I love it, and they're gonna fuck that up. I mean, the second one was good too, but wow, what a shame.
Yeah, it is. If you want some good Guardians of the Galaxy, pretty much the comics that that film was based on was right around when Annihilation came out, and in 2008 they did which is technically Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, number 1. Pick up that comic book run, and it runs through Secret Invasion and stuff, but it's so good. And War of Kings, it's such a good comic. It's so damn good.
All right, so basically,
because I mean, honestly, before that, there was a Guardians of the Galaxy run in the 90s that I vaguely remember reading and not liking very much. I don't know why, I just didn't in the 90s. And then they had, a very brief run in the 70s, but it wasn't that well known at all. And of course, I've said this story before, Bill Mantlo, the creator of Rocket, is forgotten right now in a hospital bed. He doesn't even know he created the character anymore. He was a victim of a hit and run accident in the 90s. And Tom informed me last year at Midnight Edge that they had to crowdfund his hospital bills.
Yeah.
And his character was in a multi-billion dollar franchise in a $1 billion movie, or movie franchise, I should say. But yeah, that's but if you guys want to read some good comics, 2000, the mid 2000s were really good for comic books.
Well, I gotta check that out. I would love to read some more of those those comics.
It's fun. They're funny. I mean, that's where they get the tone from. It's not all James Gunn. I mean, he added the music, but that tone was always kind of there with the characters. So
somebody was saying, like, Akira Miyamoto says, Dan, can we get the treble down on DC's mic? LOL. Am I sounding bad? Is it something?
I can't tell.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I haven't done anything, but
Do you have a mixer? I don't have a mixer.
no, I don't have.
I should probably get one.
Yeah, so just like put it down to bass and just be like, I don't know.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
Well, hey, if you get a mixer, you might be able to do your voice without the mask on.
Well, but I just put the mask on. It's it's my thing. It's quite all right.
Yeah, of course.
But what were they? Oh, I the earliest Guardians of the Galaxy I have is the appearance in Marvel Team Up. I believe Marvel 2-in-1. Excuse me, Marvel 2-in-1 number 5. I think it was when Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, Captain America and the Thing went back to fight the Brotherhood of Badoon in the future, and Guardians of the Galaxy were in that, and they were completely different except for
Star-Lord, right?
No, Star-Lord wasn't there. It was Zanu, Zondu, with the the fin on his head.
Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying. Because
I've got that issue. I used to read Marvel Team Up. I like the Thing.
I have a full run.
Wow. I don't have a full run, but I've got like the first 20 or 30 or something like that.
Oh my God. The early Marvel team ups and the early Marvel 2-in-1s with the Thing. Ooh, those are good comics.
They are. I've got Marvel Team Up. I've got a good run of Marvel Team Up and a good run of Marvel 2-in-1. But I just remember that. I think it was number 5, and Captain America, like somebody from the future came in the past and said, hey, these guys have taken over and you're a symbol of freedom. And of course, Cap can't, resist that. So the Thing goes with him in that like Dr. Doom's old time travel machine that, is the plane that lifts up and sends you back in time. I'm a geek. I'm a comic book geek. Anyway,
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Matt G with a $2 super chat. Hail, Matt. He says you should do a road stream from In-N-Out Burger. I know. I haven't. I've got some coupons from for In-N-Out Burger that some folks sent to me, and I'd never had it before doing that thing with Jeremy, and I need some. I'm hungry. I need some In-N-Out Burger. Maybe tonight would be good. Thank you, Matt. Bird of Prey 5 with a $2 super chat says, Overlord will not be silenced. Hail, Kapla. Kapla, Bird of Prey. And Kapla to all of you in the chat. Thank you for making it over here today, thwarting the evil plans of whatever idiot did that, which is a mistake because all it does is make me stronger. I just go ahead and, say, hey, you know what? I'm being suppressed. Go to Patreon, go to Subscribestar, and get more subs and sure, whatever. Go ahead, false flaggers, whatever. Thank you, Bird of Prey 5. Casey Osowski with a $10 super chat. Hail, Casey. He says, just something to think about. When Walt first started his company, people complained about his films and he fought against censorship. Now they are doing it. Boy, that's sad, isn't it? That's sad. I said in my video, they put these films like Die Hard and Princess Bride and Alien in the vault. They won't let them be publicly exhibited anymore at festivals and things. First step towards removing them entirely from the conversation so they can be remade. But I said that, absolutely no one has told me that Walt's head is cryogenically in that vault and it spins every night at midnight over what they've done to his company. I've never heard that. I just made it up because it sounded funny. Thank you, Casey Osowski. You're right. Walt, God bless him, whatever you think of him personally. Again, it's an artist with some controversial things in his past. But if you start moralizing about art, you're going to have to get rid of a whole lot of, pop culture. I mean, even Gene Roddenberry was a womanizer and, a toxic male. And he did all these things. He cheated Alexander Courage out of half of his royalties on the Star Trek theme because he wrote lyrics for it. Lyrics that would never be sung, that are terrible. But he went ahead and did that to Alexander Courage, and Alexander Courage, his royalties off of the Star Trek theme, one of the most iconic themes in history, was cut by 50%. Did you know that, Gary?
I had heard that. Yes.
Isn't
What a
that
dick.
awful? What a dick. But are we going to stop watching Star Trek? Are we going to start
No.
passing judgment on Roddenberry as a huckster and a thief?
You might.
Well,
Thundercats Ho just sent me some news from trekmovie.com, a very sound, unbiased source to Star Trek. Rosario Dawson wants to play Q in Star Trek Picard and Discovery 2.
Oh, well, isn't that special?
Isn't it?
Well, you know what? Then that means that Rosario Dawson is going to get a whole world of shit for Ahsoka. She should have just shut the fuck up, because she could have credibly done that role and just been content. But no, she has to pull a Brie Larson and become one of the most loathed people. Okay, well, you know what? You do that. You do that. And let's see what happens when you make Q into a woman. You just go ahead. Let's see what the fuck is that. What do you think of that, Gary?
It was on some variety after show, and at this point, go ahead, go for it. I mean, you're not going to be Q. You're going to play Rosario Dawson. Go ahead. At this point, I'm like, F it. Gender swap the entire Marvel universe, gender swap the entire DC universe, gender swap everybody in Star Wars. Let's just get it over with. Let's just do it. Fine. Give me more content. That's I don't know what to say at this point. I don't, just shake your head, man.
Well, you know what? I'm going to hold the line. I'm going to keep speaking out against it.
Hell yeah.
Every fucking time. It is just so transparent. It's so pandery. It's so cringy. It's so pathetic. Fuck you. If you think, Hollywood, if you think that the road to recovery, because you guys are hurting, your theater chains are collapsing, your studios are getting, swallowed up or going bankrupt because you have been unwise, you've been on a spending binge, you're up to your ass in debt. And if you think you can keep pulling this crap, you got another think coming. Because I tell you what, it's just going to keep hurting you in the wallet more and more and more and more. It's so transparent, and you are going to suffer. You are going to suffer because karma is knocking at your door.
Hey, this stuff is playing out right in front of us in the comic book industry. If you want to see your future, Hollywood, just look at the comic book industry. If you think you're, we're actually seeing that you're not as invincible as you thought you were, Hollywood. And there's a lot of competition, and games have, not so quietly surpassed you as the go-to form of entertainment for most people. And, especially in that demo, that 18 to 49 demo. Yeah. I mean, go ahead. It's not like we haven't tried to warn you for the last 3 or 4 years, and we want to keep giving you money, but I could save the money. It's fine. I'll just keep pointing it out. That's all. It's laughable at this point. I mean, what if there's a person in real life who just says, I'm Winston Churchill. I identify as Winston Churchill. I'm going to take his name, his personality, and you can't say anything because I can identify however I like. I'm Winston Churchill.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty much exactly right. And I'm just not gonna take it lying down. I mean, you can call me a gatekeeper or whatever. If the gate is in terms of narrative integrity and quality, I'm happy to keep that gate, because this is just knee-jerk garbage. That's all it is. It's complete knee-jerk garbage.
Well, and you got the Access Media, who is, hurt more than even comic shops right now. They are dying on the vine. And I can't say I'm sorry about this. Especially the Bleeding Cools and the Trek movies. I don't even know how they afford to pay anybody right now. I don't know how they're getting advertising dollars, especially when they have to, rely on some of the entertainment companies, or a lot of them.
Jesus Christ. And they're also editing Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Gary.
Nah.
Yep. They've put underwear on Jessica when she flies out of Benny the Cab. And they've cut out baby Herman popping his finger up when he's going under the woman in the beginning. If you get what I mean. This was sent by Tom again. Tom Connors from Mead, MEAD, Midnight's Edge After Dark.
I'm very happy I own that movie.
Me too. That is a timeless classic. Holy crap, that's a great movie.
Oh yeah,
they're butchering that now.
That's what they've been doing. You know, I was noticing while I was reviewing Picard, still doing it, that is the best demonstration, visual representation of what Hollywood is doing to all of our characters. They're having a character walk through a narrative and basically get yelled at, have to apologize, experience all the white guilt. Then that character sacrifices himself, dies, and becomes the character that Hollywood wants them to be, and will continue to he will continue on his journey of white guilt in season 2 if it happens, as a member of the marginalized. It is absolutely everything Hollywood is doing was built into the narrative of Star Trek Picard.
Oh my God. No wonder we hate it so much.
Yes.
No wonder we hate it so much. And the pathetic thing is Picard did not need to be transformed to be marginalized, because he spends the entire fucking series going around and apologizing for everything under the sun, for Starfleet, for himself, for, dew in the morning and clouds at night. The son of a bitch is just on an apology tour. It's absolutely pathetic. And why does he need to then be transformed into a marginalized person to make a point when he was already there?
And you know what? They give away the whole plot in the credits. I was looking at the credits again, or the piece of the sky falls down, and you see you see Picard being remade. You see the all the little pieces, and you see I guess, what the hell did they clone Dana from? A positronic neuron. So they show the neurons, right? Or a representation of them, and it goes into little pieces, and then it flies into Picard, and he's being rebuilt. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. And yeah, the symbolism wasn't subtle at all. And there's so much of it in there, just in the little bits. It's impossible to cover all of it, but you just got to hit the highlights. And my God, it's so much worse watching it second and third time.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah,
I can only do it in hour pockets at a time.
It's painful, man.
It's so bad.
It's painful.
That's why I'm like, I haven't seen Star Trek Discovery in a long time, thankfully. But you and I went through every episode twice. God, I feel like I know that show more than I know older Trek now. It's sad.
That's really sad.
It is.
That is disturbing.
Think we'll get Discovery season 3 this year?
Oh, yeah. I don't see a reason why not. I think it's complete. The only thing that's holding their hand is maybe the mercy of not inflicting Star Trek Discovery season 3 on a public already, whipped and scorned by the, horrible circumstances of the current modern age, what the things we're going through. Whew. So I don't know. It's
wow, that CBS is in bad shape. What did I hear? I heard that I got that message. Hang on,
yeah, Midnight's Edge did a fabulous video about that, but has it changed since then?
The only thing that is different, I got this message a couple days ago. It might be I saw their video. I'm pretty sure that was in there. Yeah, I can't believe J.J. Abrams is doing Justice League Dark, which is one of my favorite books. Good God. Yeah, so it looks like Here we go. CBS guy said that they will have to do an emergency stuff to not default if income does not start and no one has any interest in buying Simon and Schuster. Now All Access has mass cancellations as people can't afford it anymore, which I can completely believe that people have the time to kind of sit down and go, do I really need this streaming service? And the answer is no. And they primarily had sports programming, which is now gone, obviously. They actually lost money on sports, but was much more they actually lost money on sports, but was much needed liquid cash for the books. So at the end of April, there will be an A1 reports that they're going to come in and the shit is going to hit the fan. Hundreds of millions have been lost. It's going to be another CBS bloodbath. Now,
ouch.
My other guy was a lot of people have been sent home. I mean, like, but he hasn't furloughed yet. And he's the one who told me that, and we talked about it, that Picard if it happens, and it's a big if, folks, 2 years, you're not going to see it for 2 years.
Right. Which tells me that it's not going to happen.
Yep.
It's not going to, I do not believe that Picard is going to happen season 2. I don't believe it. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they can afford it. I don't think they can afford another loser. I just don't. And Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge After Dark has sent us a little bit of news here as well. STD news from 2 sources. They shot for 33 days on the season finale for season 3.
Wow.
Does that mean that it's a series finale, Tom?
It might be. I do know that they're taking longer to shoot television shows now. I mean, if you even ask Tom Constantino, he'll tell you that what used to be an average shooting day has doubled now, just because of the way, I mean, shows are much more cinematic now. There's more money involved because of the streaming wars. And they're also taking their time, but I think 33 days sounds like a finale to me, especially since we heard all those rumors that they broke down the sets.
Yeah.
And we've heard
which
that
I do believe personally. I have no proof, but
No.
I've heard enough of people say it that
Yeah.
I believe it's true.
Well, didn't we both bring that up? And Tom brought it up too. It's like,
Yeah.
Picard could be the worst thing to happen to Star Trek Discovery, because they're going to see, even if it's a mild success, they're going to go, oh shit, this thing really wasn't a success. Because maybe the way you present things now in corporate America, you always have to put the most positive angle on it. And that's why we get homogenized crap, because there's a bunch of people in this corporate environment who are afraid to tell the truth. And I mean, can you blame them when working in an environment, a draconian environment? You're be careful of what you say and to who, and like, even if you make a joke, you could lose your job. Of course, you're going to tell everybody what they want to hear. And maybe the investors had no idea that Star Trek Discovery was as loathed as, it's not like they roll in our circles,
No.
and that's the thing, we get plenty of crap, and so does Tom, for telling for just stating our opinion, just based on our life experience and all the stuff we've seen before. And you're an anonymous person, so people have no freaking idea at all what your real experience is, other than what you've presented on your channel. Okay. Which is a lot of knowledge, but people really have no idea, folks. And, my experience is through the comic book shop and dealing in pop culture my entire life and studying trends. Like this is how I made my money. And it's also a major interest of mine. And you could just sniff out the bullshit a mile away with Star Trek. It's all bullshit. They've lied. They've copied people, in my opinion, stolen from people, in my opinion. They use an aesthetic that's 10 years old from a failed movie franchise. Everything stinks on this thing. So how could it possibly be a success?
No.
How?
I don't see that it can. Midnight's Edge After Dark is saying, like I said, all Picard did was prove how bad Discovery really was doing.
Yeah. I mean, it shed the light, and that's why they produced it, because they knew if Star Trek Discovery was a success, they would have never have spent the money on Picard, because they dug themselves a giant hole, and they had to film it in LA, and most people don't have any idea. Like, that is an expensive prospect. Only people like Seth MacFarlane get to film sci-fi shows in LA because he makes his company billions of dollars, billions with a B. And Kurtzman doesn't do that. I mean, Kurtzman will be done after this. I mean, taking flyers on this dude, Hollywood can't afford it anymore. You're going to see Hollywood get much leaner, or they're going to die. They can't afford to make Birds of Prey and Terminator Dark Fates anymore. And because they were choosing what they wanted to believe with really bad market research. I talk about it in I've talked about it in my live stream yesterday. This is all based on really bad market research, as far as the female audience, which with film, it most definitely is half, because it's half the population of the planet. No shit. But with genre, with science fiction, they vastly overestimated it. And they've been trying to sell to a customer base that isn't there. That just flat, but they want it to be there. That's the thing, is they want this to exist, and they think they could lose us. So they have. Unfortunately, they couldn't afford to lose us.
Nope, they can't, but they have. And therein lies the rub.
There's the rub, bub.
That's the problem. That is the problem. Cardinal Sin asks, can Kurtzman's contract be annulled because Sherry Redstone is in charge of the new Viacom CBS?
Nope.
No, obviously not, or it would have happened. I believe it would have happened. I mean, I don't know, but the fact that there's still this garbage going on probably means that she could not. If
you take emotion, you got to take emotion completely out of it and look at it as a business. And this is the part what I understand is they have so much invested in this that they can't pull the plug on it. You just can't. You should, sure, but they can't, because they have the sets built, and this stuff doesn't turn out around on a dime. If you break down sets, you're starting a whole new show from scratch, and that is hundreds of millions more that they can't afford right now. So they had to make it work. It's kind of like the sports analogy. We're gonna go with this guy, because we're gonna go with what got us here, and blah blah blah, and that's all it was. And they were just hoping that they could get something good out of him, and they brought in Patrick Stewart, and it all looked good on paper. Well, until you saw the character descriptions and everything like that. But it excited the fan base for a little bit. But quite frankly, the only thing that I've ever seen excite the fan base as much as Patrick Stewart being announced was Kurtzman possibly being fired. That excited people like crazy. And I'm sure they did notice that.
So like Tom was talking about on Midnight's Edge, that there's a rumor that CBS has acquired 49% of Secret Hideout. I don't know what to think about that. Why didn't they acquire 51%? And then they could boss Kurtzman around and end all of this shit just by buying Secret Hideout. I don't understand how that could not be.
Unless they can somehow get him out of there.
Well, it ain't working. So I don't know. Hail Scottish Nerd. Thank you for the Doomicorn. We have a Doomicorn in the chat, folks. Have a Doomicorn in the chat. And we've got a whole bunch of super chats here I want to go ahead and get to, Gary, if that's cool with you.
Cool.
We've got Scottish Nerd with a £2 super chat. Thank you, Scottish Nerd. He says, cry havoc and let's slip the Doomicorns of war. Perfect, Scottish Nerd. Holy crap, you're the one that actually unleashed the Doomicorn. And that was the next super chat in the queue. Weird how that works. Hail Scottish Nerd, and thank you for that. Lori Roberts with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Lori. Says, and just like that, Harvey becomes the safe space. Who saw that coming? Me!
That's right. Who do you run to when you got problems? Harvey Cthulhu. That's right. I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you. And like a good neighbor, Harvey is there.
Thank you, Harvey. I appreciate it. And hail to Lori Roberts, the high priestess of the cult of Harvey. You did see it coming. Oh, we should have listened. When will we ever learn? Michael Henley with a $20.24 super chat. Hail, brother. He says, Doomcock 2024. Let's get this thing happening. Everyone add 24 cents to your super chat to show your support. If selected to run in 2024, I will accept the challenge. I will accept the challenge. If nominated, I will take the White House. I will defer my world conquest views and ambitions to go ahead and just take the White House. I'll take it as a consolation prize. Thank you, Michael Henley. And hail Tall, Dark, and Gruesome for the Doom of Corn in the chat. We've got another one, folks. We've got another one. Basil, the Pumpin' Seagull, with a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Basil. He says, for the first time, being wrapped in Javi's loving grasp is different than usual for Basil the Seagull. Punching my way out of a hungry squid's embrace.
Well, I'm not a squid. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm a cephalopod. I'm an eldritch god, and it's quite a different thing. But thank you, Basil, the Pumpkin Seagull, for that super chat.
Yes, thank you, Basil. I appreciate it. Nicholas Horton with a £5 super chat. Hail, my Legionnaire, Nicholas Horton, who says, hail the Harvey Zone, YouTube and their false flagging stupidity. Dude, it just seems really clear to me, Gary, that this could all be taken care of by a few simple rules, this false flagging problem. It seems to me that YouTube should penalize any false flagger that has multiple instances of it, or any false flagger where it's egregiously false, for wasting their time and everything else. And also, I think the false accounts that they make to do this, I think that they should not allow an account that hasn't been around for very long to do that. I think they just shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to have an account that's a few days old and do that, or even a few hours old, for God's sakes. Don't you think? I mean, isn't that a fairly reasonable way to approach this problem? Automated.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the flaw to begin with, even with the copyright stuff, is people can abuse it. And there are a lot of people who don't like our opinions, which that's fine. But they have a real problem with gaining traction. I mean, they just have a problem with your audience, basically. It's not even you. It's the fact that you have an audience and they don't, and they feel like they're entitled to it or something. I don't know. I mean, instead of just working hard and trying to create your own platform, which that's what YouTube gives you the opportunity to do. And as much as people whinge about the algorithm and, it changes constantly, but if you stick with it, it's fine. And I think, I don't know. Well, we talked about it a little bit beforehand.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised this stuff is happening. And I understand why. It doesn't make it okay though. I understand, petty jealousy is it's a tough thing. It is. And it can ruin your life, honestly. And the best way to do it is be okay and be cool with, in your own skin. Really. I mean, be a little more grateful and be inspired when people are successful. That's what I do. When people get a bunch of subs, I think it's brilliant. I was inspired. That's why I started doing the channel. I saw the people doing it. I'm like, I'll try it. If I succeed, cool. If not, then it's on me. And I had a lot of people help me out, shout me out, but ultimately it's down to me. It's down to what I did on the channel. And they owe me nothing. I mean, Tom, I don't see it that way. They shout me out once and that was great. And it's on me. And I show my gratitude. We try to help each other as much as we can, but we also don't owe anybody else anything other than our audience. We owe them respect and we need to entertain them. But there's been a lot going around lately. And I saw one YouTuber make a great analogy. It's like, hey, this was with the crowdfunding thing, you supported my book. That's great. You don't get the keys to my house. You have some say, you're a customer, and that's good when it comes to the product. But beyond that, who that creator supports and who they don't support, you don't have a say in. You really don't. That's it.
Nope, that's
what,
absolutely right.
But what's at the bottom of this is there is a lot. I mean, there's a lot of drama that goes on behind the scenes. I'm sure some of you are probably way more aware of it than I am, to be honest with you, because I am not on Twitter very long, and this is why. But apparently there's factions, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing. It's just what people do. And I made the analogy yesterday on my live stream that this is a lot like the punk rock scene in the 80s that I was part of. When there was a bunch of bands coming up, if a band signed with a label, people got jealous, they fought. That's just the way it goes, and then, some people get really mad and they try dirty tricks to ruin your business, or the thing you created, whatever, your platform, whether it's your business or your hobby, either one. Most people tend to take pride in it, especially, with you, you put hours into this thing. And instead of maybe reaching out to you, if somebody has a real problem, reach out to us. Try to if you want to have a conversation about it, let's have a conversation about it. But generally that's not the case. They just want to flag videos.
Yep.
And it's a sad thing. It really is. Because play as we say in recovery, play the tape all the way through. How's that going to work out for you? For Doomcock or anybody else you flag, we get flagged, we'll get frustrated, we'll move past it, our channel will continue. And you will have flagged somebody, you got your little dopamine hit, and then you'll need to do it again. I mean, does that really fulfill your life? I don't know. It's kind of sad.
No. Yep. We just have a lot of people that, follow us and even have affection for us. And that's not going to change. So
yeah,
that's the way it is. Lady Gravemaster has an excellent super chat with $19.84. And she says amount seemed appropriate considering the circumstances. 1984. Hail to all. Told you Iger would be back, LOL. Yes, you did, Lady Gravemaster. You called it almost immediately. And Lady Gravemaster says if they had any sense, they'd lean heavily on Pixar and animated non-woke Marvel. The fires burn on. They don't have a lot of sense, Lady Gravemaster. They do not have a lot of sense. And that's the problem. If they did, they'd be making sounder business decisions than trying to social engineer change at the expense of profits. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Mahaviz, my minister of undead affairs, with a $20 super chat. Hail, Mahaviz says, enjoy your share of the fruits of no one's labor, courtesy of the U.S. government and the bugs that shall not be named. Cheers. Cheers, Mahaviz. Well, we can't really get into that too much because, the old algorithm, but thank you, Mahaviz. And I see your point, sir. I see your point. Thank you for that generous super chat. Again, Lady Gravemaster, also thank you very much as well. Very much appreciate your support in light of this ridiculous bullshit that happened today. Absolutely obnoxious and ridiculous. And it just, doesn't work. JF Sebastian with a £5 super chat. Oh, JF Sebastian from Blade Runner. Hello, JF. Hail and well met, good sirs. Don't let the bar stewards grind you down. Never, sir. Never. Hail, JF Sebastian. And thank you for coming all the way from Blade Runner to be in this chat. I very much appreciate that. One of my favorite movies of all time. Big Red Bullfrog with a €2 super chat. Thank you, Big Red Bullfrog. Says both of you cannot post too much every day. Hail. Hail, Big Red Bullfrog. We're going to keep at it. Keep at it. Adding content all the time. I also put a super chat square up on the Harvey Zone here. So check it out before you leave because it contains super chat square ups from the Inquisition this past Sunday on my channel. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $2 super chat. Hail, Psycho Dwarf 9. He says, howdy, gentlemen. I say, howdy, Psycho Dwarf 9. Good to see you, brother. How are you? Keeping busy? Hope not too busy. I think you're actually at home at this point, aren't you? You've been doing some work, though. Touch base with me. Let me know what you're up to, man. Nicholas Horton with a £5 super chat. Thank you, Nicholas. Says, loved your video earlier. Great rant about Disney destroying their own history with this censoring of movies and shows. It really is. It's cannibalism. They're cannibalizing themselves. And it's heartbreaking for those of us that actually love some of these things that they're destroying. I don't understand it. It's very, very disturbing. Zebulon Pike, my arch villain, my legionnaire, with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Zebulon Pike. He says, soon I'll be toasting your streams with a Stein that some fool at YouTube just motivated me to buy. Hail, Doomcock. Never give up. Never surrender. That's right, Zebulon Pike. Thank you so much, Zeb, for buying one of my Steins. And if one of my wrenches out there could pop a link to my Zazzle.com/DVD Shoporama, where you can buy Doomcock merchandise, I would greatly appreciate it. And hail to all my wrenches. Thank you for the short notice and for jumping over here and finding where we went after the incident. Really appreciate all of you guys following us over here and all of your help in light of this nonsense. Larry with a $2 super chat. Hail, Larry says Star Trek is based on Forbidden Planet, young one. Yes, it really is. I mean, unofficially. But look, you've got this charismatic captain who is both commanding but compassionate. His best pal on the ship is the ship's doctor. There is a lot of feel between Forbidden Planet and Star Trek that overlaps. Larry, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's like how American Graffiti inspired Happy Days.
Exactly. Yeah. And by the way, American Graffiti is fantastic.
Yeah,
I really love that movie. You'd never guess that George Lucas directed it because it's so warm and he's not really an actor's director. You know, I think it just, he cast it so well and the actors were so good that they just simply were able to overcome the obvious handicap of working with George Lucas as an actor's director. You know, it's weird. And he also got help writing the script to American Graffiti. So that made a big difference as well.
From Gloria Katz
and Hayek.
And Hayek, Willard Hayek, yeah.
Hayuk, something like that. I can't remember how it's spelled, but yeah. That, you know, and in fact, they did a bit of a polish on Star Wars as well for Lucas, uncredited, but they did. Good friends. Basil, the Pump and Seagull, with a $2 Canadian super chat says the pickin' chicken of distriction. Pickin' chicken of distriction. Oh, that's Bubba Doomcock that you're describing over there, Basil. That's Bubba Doomcock, Southern gentleman out there. You know, he's got a Trans Am and he's got a girl looks like Daisy Dukes, charges through the countryside, evading Smokey. Woo, doggy. Hail Basil, the Pumpin' Seagull. Lady Gravemaster with a $10 super chat. Thank you, my lady, says Harvey. I'm going to pull a Maury Soy Walker. I'll dig the bestest ever access tunnel around all traps straight to the button. Splice wires into a Staples easy button and push it. You shall be free.
I shall be free. At last. I will be good. I promise. I won't destroy your universe quickly.
Well, what do you mean quickly?
I mean, I won't destroy your universe at all.
Lady Gravemaster, thank you for alerting me to your scheme. I will set up extra guards and robots to prevent you from releasing Harvey and destroying the universe. But I do appreciate you being here, Lady Gravemaster. And again, you were right about Iger returning. You were absolutely right. You even named a time frame. I think you were even in your time frame, which is remarkable. How did you know, Lady Gravemaster? How did you know? Rob Slevin with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Rob, says, son, tell me what you know about sex and I'll fill you in. Cut to 5 minutes later with the father and copious notes still listening to his son. I don't know where that came from. Rob, that seems like way out of the blue, but you're probably right. Especially now with the internet, I think kids get an idea of what sex is all about way, way, way earlier than I did, and probably than you did, Gary. I mean, I don't know, but shit, yeah. The internet, it is sex education class. Unfortunately, it's also crass and kind of creepy, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know how you protect kids these days. I really don't.
You can't. You just got to raise your kid right. I mean, I know it's rocket science, but I have a good kid who I trust. And if he has questions, I answer them, and I don't make anything taboo. And because, and I don't know, it's by accident. I just don't forbid my kid to do anything. And my kid doesn't cuss. My kid doesn't like it when I cuss. Yeah, I've
really.
Yeah, I got a great kid. He watches YouTube. Well, I saw him watching a quartering video the other day. That was pretty funny. I was like, "You watching the quartering?" He's all, "Yeah." Well, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Watching Jeremy go on about what's her name that shall not be named because she's Miss
Jarbo. Oh, sorry. No, I think he was watching the one where no, this is that's why it caught my eye. He was watching because I didn't he was watching the Microsoft thing, and then he comes up to me, he goes, "What's spirit cooking, Dad?" And I'm like, "Oh, wow." And I told him what it was, and he went, "Ugh."
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I guess the way I would put it is when a boy and a stew love each other very, very much, he pulls out. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. And Podesta was reading these things, and apparently, there's a whole little weird subculture of
weird. Yeah, that's when you get that rich and jaded, that shit gets weird.
Yeah, it does. Phoenix Argus says, I got into my father's stash at the age of 5, got a tanned hide for it. Wow. My father actually let me look at his Playboys. I think he wanted to make sure that, the boy was right and observe his reaction. Like, well, son, here's a magazine with naked girls in it, and here's a magazine about gladiators. Which one do you want to take in the bathroom? And I took the Playboy, and I've never turned back. So, that's one way to test, the inclinations of your kid. But what can I say? That's how I know, actually, that this kind of thing is not a choice. I mean, I know that sexuality is not a choice. It's you're born the way you are, and that's it. I mean, I had no idea what to do with a girl. I just knew I liked them. And what can I say? Basil the Pumpin' Seagull with a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Basil. Says Basil is the real winner. So much money saved. Hail, Basil. You, sir, are a winner. And more money to spend on those many a steroid you've been rounding up down the trail, right, Basil? We get those arms. You didn't do it just in a gym, did you? Did you Pumpin' Seagull?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, give me that crap. Jahurmi with a $2 super chat is in the house. It says, what is this place? Not familiar, won't smile. Are you familiar with Jahurmi?
Oh, very familiar with Jeremy.
Wow.
I helped create his I did create his avatar.
Wow.
Putting Jeremy's face on Captain Marvel because I wanted to create the stuff of nightmares, and I think I did.
You did. I'm really creeped, and the way that the lips are pursed is particularly disturbing.
But his face kind of fits right on that.
It does fit right on it, which is really weird. Really weird. Red Rooster with a $2 super chat. Hail, Red Rooster says, buy the physical copies. Hail Doomrotic. Yes, but I urge people, spend a little time. don't reward these companies by paying for their DVDs and stuff new. Go on, look for used copies at bookstores and things like that, or look for secondhand sellers on eBay or Amazon. Don't reward them for doing these things, if you can. And I either way, I advocate getting physical copies because, it's good to have them preserved for all time. But if you can get them secondhand, it's better, unless you support the company. Like Universal, for example. I have absolutely nothing against Universal at this time that I'm aware of. I think that, their theme park, their Harry Potter theme park is very respectful. And I don't
Very
think,
good.
yeah,
Very,
I don't think they've
very
been
good.
doing the same
Yeah.
shit. Universal, yeah, can
I
get
had the
behind them.
butter beer there. I
Did you?
Yeah.
What's it taste like? It sounds horrible. Butter beer.
It's sweet, kind of a caramely thing. Yeah, I liked it. It was too sweet, but I liked it.
Well, there you go.
It wasn't
And-
very buttery, but it was more like it's not caramel, not tapioca. One of those. About 4 years
Outstanding.
ago.
I've never had it, but if I ever
The-
go,
the-
I'll have some. You
The
have to.
ride is cool. I mean, if you're into Harry Potter, it's got a cool gift shop, and that ride you go, it's pretty badass. And Universal Studios is great. Highly recommend you go, especially at Halloween. If you go on Halloween, very very good. So,
God, yeah. I would love to go on Halloween. I've been down on the Universal City Walk way back when, before Universal was quite so big. I'd like to go again. I really would. By the way, Doom's Cock is in the house. Doom's Cock is in the chat. So just letting you guys know, all hail Doom's Cock. My regal scepter demands respect. What can I say? Thank you, Red Rooster. Big Red Bullfrog with a €2 super chat. Hey, Big Red Bullfrog, good to see you. He says, hail DVD. Tales from the Loop was all that. Yes. I have now seen 3 episodes of Tales from the Loop on Amazon Prime, and I reiterate, it is one of the best TV shows I have ever seen.
The first episode is freaking amazing.
So you did watch it.
I got through the second episode was good. It was a little slow, but I haven't finished it yet. We got like 3/4 of the way through, and then Mrs.
Well,
McGraw and I went to bed.
You quit too soon, because it has it's good,
But
especially at the end.
Jonathan Pryce's character is great, and he knows what's up. Something's going on there, but the first episode is something else, man. Whew.
And some people are going to say, like Southeastern Kaiju, that it's boring. I absolutely was mesmerized. You can say, for some people, it will seem slow. All I can say is that it did not seem that way for me. I was riveted by all of the nuance, the subtlety, the beautiful imagery, the tone, which is almost dreamlike in a lot of ways. I'm intrigued by the tech that's just lying around. It's based on paintings, apparently, as well as some novel or a collection of short stories or something. I find it supremely engaging, moving, and riveting in every way. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. And I stand by it. But if you are not someone who has the patience for something that unfolds, that is kind of magical and lyrical, you probably won't like it. I'm not saying that everyone will, but I'm giving it my highest level of endorsement. I think it was absolutely brilliant. And I've only seen 3 episodes.
The set piece, the house,
God,
that fucking house, it's like straight out of like 1983. Melissa was like, whoa, yeah, that was amazing. It's like a foreign film, folks.
It is.
It reminds me of some like Swedish film or something. It's paced like that, so you have to be kind of in a mood. And yeah, it is it is not fast paced at all. It's all about mood and emotion. That's what it's about.
And nuance and character, and a lot of things loop back as the series unfolds. And I am much more moved and intrigued by a pace where actually things are actually happening, but they are emotional things. They are things that have subtext, nuance, subtlety, all the things that the modern media does not have. And I certainly will not slight anyone that doesn't like it, but I also absolutely will not apologize. And as the future ruler of Earth, I am pronouncing it to be a work of genius. And anyone that doesn't see that, I'm sorry, you can't. But that's the way I'm calling it, and I stand by it.
I think you have to be in the right mood. Like I mean, yeah, I'm not going to watch it all at once. I wouldn't do that.
No.
I don't think I could. It's but
No.
it's something to take in slow. But yeah, it's not for everybody, and that doesn't mean
No.
It just means your taste is different. That's all. Nothing's better or worse. Yeah.
No.
You know, I like some shit too. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll watch MTV's The Challenge, for fuck's sake. You know, I like Jackass, but this thing is unlike any. I mean, you know,
dude. You know what? I'm obsessed, like borderline obsessed with a show that barely lasted. I think I don't even want TLC or whatever it was on. Flipping Vegas, man. Flipping Vegas. I was at a friend's wedding and I had to stay in a hotel up in Tahoe. And the only thing, the only show that would come in, because it was like on an antenna, was Flipping Vegas. And I got obsessed with that show. I watched, it's like 2 seasons. That's all. And I don't know why. I freaking love that show.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we all have our individual tastes, and that's perfectly fine. I'm never gonna offend, like, slight anyone that has a genuine, other than Star Trek Discovery or Picard, because they're clearly shit. They're objectively shit. There's no opinion involved. It's shit. It's just, you can't see that. There's something wrong with you. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, but anything other than that, I'm not going. I mean, tastes vary, for God's sakes. I'm not going to condemn somebody who says Tales from the Loop is slow. Sure, it is. It is. But it is filled with nuance. And I love dwelling on these images. You know, Gary, I find it haunting. Those towers, those 3 towers that are looming up I mean, who knows what they are?
And yeah, they're not related to the loop where everybody works. They're just there. And the robot that just stands there and
hangs out in the woods. And we find out more about that later, by the way, just letting you know. It's and I love that robot. I love the design. I love the fact that it's weird and retro at the same time. It's like there's incredibly futuristic tech just lying around abandoned all over the fucking place. And you know, who knows what they're doing down there? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best part about it is it eventually has to answer these questions, but setting up just this really strange world. I like that. I like that.
It's dreamlike.
Yeah. It's certainly, it's surreal.
It is. And I like that. I find it incredibly beautiful. And I have to say, I was emotionally deeply moved by all of these episodes at one time or another.
Well, imagine
I've seen 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for you, but just you know what that one mother experiences in that episode of you know, imagine.
Oh, I know it.
Imagine that happening. That would be so trippy.
Yeah, it got to me. It got to me. It got to me. I guess I shouldn't. I'm not going to spoil it. Most people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But what she tells the boy at the end, that got me bad.
Yeah.
That got me bad. I can't really think about it. It reminds me of my mother. And yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Sergeant York, with a 10-pound super chat. Hail, Sergeant York. He says, hail. Disney will take money from the government because of the lockdown. They'll end up stuck under the state's foot, eventually government owned, and basically end up like the BBC on steroids. I don't know about that, Sergeant York. I think that's, I don't think the government buys networks these days. I mean, not in the US anyway. I mean, they couldn't do worse. Disney is doing a terrible job. It's like being confronted by every choice. They go the wrong way consistently. And I've got to think that that's one of the reasons why they are going under, because their unwise choices, their greed, acquiring other companies when they don't have enough money to secure their base, and this is what happens. I have no idea what the fate of Disney will be. I heard they just borrowed another $5 billion to stay afloat. Can you believe that?
Jesus.
Who would lend that? I guess they have a hell of a lot of collateral, I guess.
Well, I'll just speculate this, and maybe Lady Gravemaster can she can confirm or say it's wrong. I don't know. Bob Iger bailed. We all know why he bailed. And I think it's very interesting that he came back now.
Yeah,
I think it's for the opposite reason. I guess that's the best way to put it. So he saw what was coming, and he got out of there. And now he's coming back to fix everything and look like the hero coming in right when what? It depends on the situation. And that'll be a conversation for the Exozone that we'll probably have to record or do on Twitch or something.
Yes.
We cannot, we can't talk about it here at all. Which
we cannot.
I certainly have a lot of questions. Man.
Yeah. And unfortunately, as the prisoner puts it in episode 1, questions are a burden to others, answers a prison for oneself. So we cannot ask that, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. JPRPH1 with a $1.99 super chat. Hail JPRPH1, who says, hail Doomrotic. Harvey too.
Why, thank you. It is my channel. It's nice that somebody finally remembered me.
You're such a crab, Harvey. Don't worry. You get all the wampum.
Thank you. I get all the wampum?
You get you get the majority of the wampum, Harvey. It's your channel. I'll give it to you.
I am powerful. I am rich. I'm rich. How much is it?
Well, it's you can't retire on it. What is retirement? I think we're gonna have to discuss this, Harvey. Actually, that's maybe a good idea. A kind of do a GoFundMe for Harvey to retire to Boca Raton or something. Maybe he'd just get completely flummoxed and forget about his efforts.
He would have to be in his jar, right? Because he's actually big, isn't he? I mean, dimensions have no meaning in his reality. I mean, he seems small to us, but I mean, he could instantly be, the size of the earth if he wanted to. I mean, he's not bound by physics or time or anything else. That's what makes him so incredibly dangerous. He does like his fez, though. He'll probably stay at a moderate size just so he can keep wearing his fez. You can't change its size, unfortunately, for him. Planet Tobor TV with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Matt. He says, you are powerful. This is a good stream. I am pleased. Hail Planet Tobor TV. It is great to see you, brother. Hail to you and thank you. Stellar Heather with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Stellar. Says you can't keep a Doomcock down. Hail Doomrotic. Hail Stellar Heather. Hail to all the wrenches out there in the chat. Thank you all for being over here. Very, very much appreciated, my friends. Dense Mensan. He's like a red frog here with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Dense. Says the best thing about this quarantine is that I've had time to really get to know you both. You're like the Kathy Bates to my James Caan. What are we hobbling you? Or are we? I was going to say I got to get my 2x4s.
Ouch! God dang, I have to give it to Stephen King. Have you ever read Misery?
I haven't read Misery. No, that's the one I haven't read. I saw the movie though.
It was really good.
Was that
It
about his
was-
fans?
Yeah, it really is, and it was chilling. I mean, I don't. The suspense at one point was just killing me, just absolutely killing me. Really well done, Stephen King. Unfortunately, ever since that accident where he got hit by the truck, I mean, the man just hasn't been the same. I don't know why. I think it's regretful, but yeah, he just has been the same.
Stuff like that tends to. I mean, it's life altering anyway, but he probably. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but he probably got hit, had a lot of time to think in the hospital, had his brush with death, and that, believe me, that changes your perspective on life, and you start looking back and for a little while, you're like really grateful for what you have. And maybe he lost his fire in it, because to be a writer like that, to be when you're in that good creative zone, there has to be a level of angst. There has to be a level of darkness to draw on.
Yeah,
you very rarely see completely spiritually happy people create amazing art and stories, because you're happy, you're like, I'm cool, I'm gonna go out and enjoy a little bit of life. And it takes something to sit down and write a fantasy series that's 10 books long, and you build this whole world. There's something happened, and that's your way of dealing with it. So yeah, I think maybe he just got happy afterwards. He was like, I'm glad to be alive. I'm just glad to be alive.
maybe so, but maybe he should have just stopped writing. I mean, he didn't need the money.
No, maybe he likes it, but
The
yeah, I
ending's
haven't,
been lame though, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Really lame.
I haven't read anything post accident, so I mean, I can't say for sure, but
I have. I've read a number of things, been suckered into it. And I have to say, did you watch The Outsider on HBO? It's terrible.
Is it?
Oh man, it was fine. It was okay. Building up to the end. The end was so fucking bad. Just oh man, it was painfully awful in terms of just being so pedestrian, so boring, so exactly what you would expect. And I have to say the formula of Stephen King is really showing. I mean, now I'm seeing, like, in damn near every Stephen King book, you have a bully who's a real dick and who you have been scared of. And then the real bad guy comes along and takes over and subjugates the aforementioned bully and makes him look like nothing in comparison. You've seen that trope over and over and over again in Stephen King. And it's sure enough, same thing in The Outsider. It's the wires are starting to show on the sculpture. Eli Caro with a $2 super chat. Hail Eli says, may the mouse fall and Xanadu rise. Thank you, Eli. Thank you very much, sir.
Falling. The mouse is falling.
It is. And shit, I don't know if they can stop it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hey, I gotta run.
Okay, brother. I know we ran a lot later than we meant to. Thank you for being here, Gary.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, sorry that happened. Sorry for mix up. Thank you, everyone who support Doomcock, support his Patreon. In my opinion, that was not a bot because the live stream had not aired. I believe somebody flagged it, and for whatever reason, it's not going to stop us. I mean, you're wasting your time. You're absolutely wasting your time. That's all.
And it just makes us stronger, because then more people. I mean, I've never had 900 plus people in the Harvey Zone before.
Yeah. Hey, it happens every single time. So, oh man, I don't know what. Just concentrate on your own channel or your own thing, and maybe it'll catch on. That's all.
Yep. Believe in yourself.
And if anybody has like a serious problem, try to reach out. I'm not easy to get a hold of, and neither is Doomcock, but keep trying. And I am willing to have a conversation with just about anybody.
Yeah, you are. That's very true.
Yeah.
100%. Well, thanks, Gary. Appreciate you. And we'll see you on your channel Sunday for the Inquisition.
Yes, sir. And hail Doom Chat. And everybody have a great day.
Hail Nerdrotic. Have a good evening, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm going to stick around and finish up some of these super chats, folks. Thank you all for being here. I really deeply appreciate it. Yeah, we're not going to be shut down. We're not going to be, silenced, oppressed. We're just going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. Orknestra with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Orknestra. Says, followed you guys here, but when I arrived, reflexively reached up the doorbell before realizing it was actually the button. Close call. Woo! Damn. Dude, Orknestra, do not push any buttons. There are no doorbells in Xanadu. We have big knockers. What magnificent knockers. Oh, thank you, head doctor. We are Mel Brooks fans here at the Center of the Earth. Big Mel Brooks fans. Thank you, Orknestra, my legionnaire and my pal. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Sam Whiskey with a $1.99 super chat. Hail, Sam! Says it's the Doomcock and Nerdrotic Power Hour. Damn right. Gary was a real mensch. He popped on. He said he could only do a couple hours, and we were delayed by all this, but he still came through in the clutch. What a great guy. I'm proud to have him as my friend, and greatly, greatly appreciate it. Gary, you're awesome. And thank you all for following me here today, and for all of the support, all of the super chats, all of the encouragement. You guys are absolutely the best. And Reverend Brentfried Axvila says, we do love knockers. Yes, we do. Jaron Jones says, love big knockers and rolling the hay. Abso-effing-lutely. Thank you, Sam. Mexican Iron Man with a $19.99 super chat. Hail, Mexican Iron Man, says, my lord, I shall follow you and Emperor Gary to the ends of the free speech earth, no matter what it takes. I am so damn angry over this, and we must stand vigilant together. I have been screaming in ultra anger. How dare they? Whenever this happens, we just get stronger, Mexican Iron Man. But I thank you. Your anger keeps us all honest, keeps us all on our toes. That's why I say stay angry, stay alert, stay ready to act when shit like this goes down. Hail, Ryan Griffiths says, honored to be here. Thank you, Ryan. Big Daddy MRI says, good night. Good night, Big Daddy. Good to see you. David Rayner says, those really were a lovely pair of knockers. Oh, yes. Terry Garr. And of course, I can't forget from Blazing Saddles, Lily von Stupp. What's your name? Tex, ma'am. Tex, ma'am. Will you get your feet off the stage, Tex? Yeah, it's a great movie. Can't be made. Could never be made today. I'm surprised they even allow it to be screened, but there you go. Freedom. Freedom is an important thing. Hail, Mexican Iron Man. God bless you, my friend. Thank you for following us to the end of the earth into the Harvey Zone. Dude, you are awesome. Hail, Mary Ashmead. Good to see you here, Mary. Thomas Williams says, I still want Nerdrotic to sing. I'm sorry I didn't get him to sing. Damn it. I'll next time I'll try to nag him into it. I'll nag him into it. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man. Sigurd Helixson Kretkipper with a $10 super chat. Hey, Sigurd says, love your content. Can't watch you live much thanks to my work schedule as a night shift worker. Thank you so much for giving me content to watch at my job. Thank God I am considered essential. Oh, absolutely. There are so many folks that are suffering right now, losing their jobs, being furloughed, being laid off temporarily or permanently. And my heart goes out to all of you folks out there who are suffering under this economy. And we have no idea how things are going to work out. None of us can know. But there are positive signs out there. Things are getting better in terms of, rates of, affliction and so on. And, I want to send a shout out to Lord of the Eagles Reaches, who is on the front lines working against this thing to save lives. And I want to thank all of our medical personnel, all of our brave workers out there who are, from delivery people to nurses to doctors, out there, keeping things going. And I just want to say thank you all of you guys. You're really making a huge difference in the world, and I cannot thank you enough. Mahaviz with a $5 super chat. Hail, my Legionnaire Mahaviz says, say it with me, chat. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Damn right, Mahaviz. Damn right. Thank you, sir. Say it. Say it out there in the chat. I want you to go out. I want you to get up from your table, from your chair, from your desk. I want you to go out to the window. I want you to open the window, and I want you to stick your head out, and I want you to yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. You're very welcome, Sandra Feliciano. And watching Young Frankenstein tonight says Eldritch Thrust Lord. I love it. I love it. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem sits? Putting on the Ritz. It's actually public domain. Did y'all know that? Thank you, Mahaviz. M. Dastardly with a $20 Canadian super chat. Hail, M. Dastardly says, on the subject of unpopular sci-fi movies, I'd like to give a shout out to Soldier with Kurt Russell, the unofficial prequel side story to Blade Runner. Kurt and Rutger, R.I.P., both are both Shoulder of Orion and Tannhauser Gate vets. Yes, that's right. I have seen a Soldier with Kurt Russell. I saw it many, many years ago, and I probably need to take another look at it. At the time, I was not so, taken with it, but in retrospect, I really love Kurt Russell, and I really do want to see another take of it. So thank you, M. Dastardly, for reminding me of that, and I will try to track it down. I'm not sure where I can see Soldier with Kurt Russell, but with all the streaming services I know about, there's got to be a way to do it. Chrononaut with a $5 super chat. Hail to the Chrononaut, who says, why haven't you and Gary incorporated and formed an LLC for situations like that with the SSN and for protection from nuisances? Shit, that's a whole weird can of worms. And it's out there. It's out there. Gary and I have taken certain steps. It's cool, Chrononaut, and I thank you very much for that. But I mean, nothing is going to stop you from that, except the fact that it doesn't work, and it just makes the target of the false flag that much stronger and that much more known. And please subscribe to the Harvey Zone while you're here, folks, if you haven't. And thank you for showing up and thwarting the plans of the false flaggers, because all it did is make us stronger, unfortunately for them. Michael Maloney with a $2 super chat. Hail, Michael Maloney says, down with the mouse, Gestapo. Thank you, Michael Maloney. Yes, they are really inflicting damage on our pop culture, on our lives, on our memories. They are gaslighting us, and I do not appreciate it whatsoever. They are taking little chunks of our lives when they do this. They don't seem to understand, or they don't care. I don't know which it is. But I'm very, very disturbed, Michael Maloney. And I all we can do is keep sounding the alarm, encouraging people not to settle for these shoddy knockoffs. Disney Plus, I don't subscribe to it. I would certainly unsubscribe if I had been at this point, because I do not support the mutilation of our culture. I do not. Thank you very much, Michael Maloney. Snark Bujum with 749 Russian rubles. Thank you very much, Snark Bujum. Really appreciated. And hail to Russia. Snark Bujum says, Renaissance artists love to draw nudity. Maybe we need to do something about this. For example, go to the museums and splash some paint over intimate places in all those paintings. Yeah, Snark, I think that's a valid point. I think better than that, Disney should get the politicians in their pockets to pass legislation that we all have to wear reality glasses, so that when we go to, say a museum, instead of actually having to splash red paint over intimate places in those paintings, Disney can just use an algorithm to recognize the painting and place a blur in the smart glasses over the objectionable things that they don't want us to see. Yeah. And if you think that they would be past that or above that, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. Thank you, Snark Bujum. Like that name, and hail to thank you for 749 Russian rubles. That is absolutely fantastic, sir. Absolutely fantastic. Appreciate it. And the shit, I don't know many Russian phrases. And none are coming to mind right now. So I will simply say Das Vidanya. Is that one? Or Prost. Cheers. I will drink to your health, Snark Bujum. Thank you. Mm-mm. Damn, that bourbon's being really tasty right now. It's I've drunk too much of it for my own good, I can tell you that. Mahaviz with a $5 super chat. Hail to the Mahaviz, says the world's eccentric virtuosos must be given their place in the sun. I love Michael Jackson and defend him. Prince, Lady Gaga, who will require our defense next? Well, Mahaviz, I have to say that I agree with you entirely. You know, I do not moralize. I've never done a video attacking anyone for their morals. Never. I attack them for the things that they do in terms of pop culture, attacks against, innocent fans who are just very unhappy about the direction that pop culture is taking. I never go after somebody like, for instance, Alec Baldwin, when he left that mean, nasty message to his daughter on the phone. I just look at that like it's none of my business. And I'm not going to pass judgment on the personal lives of any of these folks in Hollywood. Just can't do it. Keller Ranch, what brand of bourbon? Elijah Craig Small Batch today, Keller Ranch. And boy, oh boy, is it really hitting the spot today? Ruby's 200 says, don't tempt them. Next, they'll market contracts with Hulu and Disney Plus with the added bonus of unsolicited blurring of great nudie artwork. I would not be surprised. All right, if they could do it, they would. Sigurd says, check out Michael Ansara in Outer Limits episode Soldier as Quarlo Klobrugny. I've seen it. He was very good. Did you know that Michael Ansara was no, wait a minute. I think Michael Ansara, did he not play Kang in Day of the Dove on Star Trek season 3? If it's that Michael Ansara, if I'm not getting confused, he was also the husband of Barbara Eden, who was in I Dream of Jeannie. What a lucky son of a bitch. Isn't that luck enough for a lifetime that the son of a bitch gets to be married to Jeannie, but also gets to play a Klingon in Star Trek? What a lucky guy. Michael Henley says, actually, the Vatican did paint over a lot of the nudity. How disgusting. How disgusting. That is a crime against humanity, and they should be put on trial for that. That is disgusting. Thank you very much, Mahaviz. You're right. I don't defend Michael Jackson, but I will defend his music. I'll put it that way, Mahaviz. I defend his music. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, one of my legionnaires with a $5 super chat. Hail Sir Ruin, who says, here's a scary thought for you. Imagine the new Dune movie being made by J.J. Abrams, full of mystery boxes and planet-destroying weapons. The biggest ever. Oh, yes. Yes, that is J.J. Abrams' idea of innovation, just making a bigger battle station. We're going to need a bigger battle station. That's his solution. Lori Wilson says, Barbara Eden was my husband's first crush. maybe not just your husband. I'll say Lori Wilson, but I will not incriminate myself. Jeff Green with a $1.99 super chat. Hail, Jeff. He says, DC and G-Man, have you guys seen Trigun anime? No, Jeff, I have not. I've not seen Trigun anime, but I would like to see that. And Jack Lumen says, no, I maintain Michael Jackson was absolutely innocent. It is undetermined. I do not pass judgment. I do not condemn Michael Jackson, nor do I defend him. I simply say I don't know, and I stay out of it. But I'm sure as hell not going to condemn his music or stop listening to it because of accusations. I'm just not. Thank you, Jeff. I will check out Trigun Anime. Is that available on Netflix or Crunchyroll? Let me know, dude. Thank you for the tip. And Gary's not here, so I don't know. He doesn't generally watch a lot of anime, though, I don't think. Mahaviz with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Mahaviz. Says Disney could be the modern Tower of Babel. Yeah, basically coming down and scrambling our language so that we are divided further into tribes where once we were united, loving movies like Splash and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah. And I'll tell you who else is terrible about this. George Lucas. I hate to say it, but the special editions are an abomination. At the time, I didn't realize how bad they were. I enjoyed watching them. But that was predicated on the idea that the original version still existed. I mean, I don't mind if they do special editions of, classic films with upgraded special effects, only so long as the original is still available. Like, for instance, I have the Blu-rays of Star Trek, the original series that were remastered. And on one track, they have the updated special effects where generally are done very nicely and enhance the episodes, but I would be absolutely and inextricably opposed to those revisions if, in fact, the original versions were lost to us. Like the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi are lost to us, except for Harmy's despecialized versions, which I absolutely recommend. They are absolutely fantastic. Hail to Brown Guy who sent me a poop emoji. A poop super sticker. Thank you, my friend. Very much appreciated, the Brown Guy. And I want to thank all of you who have put Doomicorns in the chat as well. Those are absolutely fantastic. Greatly appreciated. And ET walkie-talkies for guns. Yes, David Rayner. Although I think there were 2 cuts available of that as well. So, I mean, I don't care if Spielberg or Lucas or anybody screws around with these movies, so long as the originals are intact and available. When they are not, you have made an enemy of Doomcock. Yes, Sigurd, got to get the original series on disc. Blu-ray, man, you can pick them up cheap now. But they were remastered from the original film elements, and the colors are restored. It is absolutely incredible the amount of detail you can see in Star Trek, the original series, especially on the season 1 Blu-ray collection, which is really the best out of the lot, technically speaking. Incredible stuff. We've got SCC Physics Prof with a Doomicorn in the chat. Hail, SCC Physics Prof. Thank you, my friend. The Kelvington with a $10 super chat. Hail to the Kelvington, my friend, who sent me the Monty Python Norwegian Blu-ray series on Blu-ray. Thank you, the Kelvington. He says, thanks for keeping our past intact. I'm doing the best I can, brother. I'm absolutely doing the best I can, and I will not stop. I promise you that. Hail to the Kelvington. Loquacious Primate with a $5 super chat. Hail, oh loquacious one. He says, hail, Doomcock and Gary. You guys are the 2 in YouTube. Gary, check out your email later. It'll be from this name verbatim, so you should have no issue seeing it. Doggone it. Gary, if you're listening, please check out Loquacious Primate's email. I've been very, very bad on emails, and I apologize. I need to get on them. I'm so swamped. I'm trying to catch up on Patreon. I'm trying to catch up on email. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys, and thank you for your patience greatly. Thank you. And hail, Loquacious Primate. Grandpappy Fisk with a $2 super chat. Hail, Grandpappy. He says, karma. That's all I have to say, Disney. karma. Karma's a bitch. And then you marry her. Grandpappy Fisk, you're absolutely correct. Thank you, my friend. And yes, the Inquisition is normally on Sunday nights, and it will be always, but sometimes we're doing them during the week as well, alternating between us. Saucy Wench, thank you for the the heart-eyed super sticker emoji there. Very, very sweet of you, Saucy Wench, and I really, really appreciate that. And Matt G has unleashed a Doom of Corn in the chat. Hail, Matt G. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf 9 says, gentlemen, define fascism. Well, I can't speak for Gary, but basically the classic definition of fascism is when the corporations are merged with state power. So basically, corporations as the state is the classical definition of fascism. And I mean, we're kind of edging uncomfortably close to that situation. So yeah, I don't know where it will stop, but I'm going to keep crying out against it, and we'll see what happens. But knock wood. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf 9. Orville Nation with a $2 super chat. Hail, Orville Nation says, you do not censor art. The screen is also art. Amen. The Motion Picture Academy, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. So the Oscars acknowledge that films are art. I think anyone in their right mind would acknowledge the same. And when they're screwing with our art, they're screwing with our culture, and it's reprehensible. I cannot get behind it. Thank you, Orville Nation. You do not censor art. Bravo, sir. Absolutely. Some nobody who is really somebody to me with a $2 super chat. Thank you. Some nobody says Jackson's family and estate threatened / covered it up. Well, I know there were legitimately, it's admitted that there were payments to these kids that accused him. You could interpret that as efforts to make it go away. You could interpret it as guilt. Again, we really have no way of knowing. We just don't know. And so I kind of stay out of stuff like that. I just honestly don't know. Good night, Eldritch Thrust Lord. Good to see you. Cat Slay 56 says, Doomcock, stop knocking on my head. I apologize. I did not mean that to knock on your head. Jerron Jones says, knock on Doom's cock. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody ringing a bell. But it's not me. D. Oberg with a $2 super chat. Thank you, D. Oberg says, Disney would paint eyebrows on the Mona Lisa. Yes, Disney would if there was a profit in it. And if somehow they found those eyebrows objectionable. I don't know what they're thinking over there, but I do not like it. Jeffrey Wolf with a $2 super chat. Hail, Jeffrey, says, Doomcock, are you an attorney in your corporeal form? I can neither confirm nor deny that, Jeffrey Wolf. I can neither confirm nor deny that. Am I Perry Doomcock? Am I Doomcock Mason? Da, 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 dun, dun. What a great theme. Do you know who wrote the theme to Perry Mason, by the way? Fred Steiner. Do you know who Fred Steiner is? Wrote some of the best soundtracks on Star Trek, the original series. Thank you, Jeffrey Wolf. I can neither confirm nor deny that question. Sparkus Aurelius with a $10 super chat. Hail, Sparkus says, truly sad. I've always loved mermaids, and Splash had me fall in love with a mermaid. One more nail in the coffin. Now what I'm hearing about Dune, the end of this simulation, may be nigh. Thanks as always. Yeah, Dune is potentially woke. I know that Midnight's Edge and Tom tend to say, keep an open mind, keep an open mind. They have swapped out, I believe it is the race and gender of Duncan. Isn't it Duncan? Which is absolutely painful to me. Sparkus Aurelius. Absolutely painful. So if that's the case, it does not bode well. It does not bode well for, well, yeah. I don't know what to think about Dune. I just don't. Worried about that. Midnight's Edge After Dark says working on a vid on that right now. Of course you are. Hail Tom and hail Midnight's Edge After Dark. Please subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark. They do such great work. Oh, WTF viewer says it was Liet Kynes. Okay, there you go. Duncan, Idaho. See, I'm confused. I'm hearing different things from different people. So I guess I'm responding to rumors and not fact. I need to watch Midnight's Edge After Dark's video on this matter as soon as it's available. Crazy Cat Guy with a $5 super chat. Hail, crazy one, says, hail, Gary and Doomcock. We'll be getting rid of the cable TV soon, and we are deciding on streaming services. Is DC Universe worth subscribing to? Crazy Cat Guy, I don't know how long it will still be around, but I would say DC Universe is pretty much worth subscribing to. I've been impressed by their their service, and they have a ton of comics in the only format I've ever enjoyed looking at in terms of digital. They blow the whole panel up on the screen, and then you just click a button and it goes to the next panel. It's actually probably even superior to the comic book page. I wish more companies would follow this model because I think it's brilliant. It's extremely readable. And I was able to read comics on my TV for the first time ever. I thought it was fantastic. So I would say yes, Crazy Cat Guy, it is worth it. So long as you also have Netflix, for sure. I would definitely get Amazon Prime because they have some of the best TV shows in history on Amazon Prime, including The Expanse. Great stuff. Great stuff. I highly recommend that stuff. L. Kane 1906 with a $5 super chat. Hail, L. Kane. Thank you, my friend. He says, if Disney tanks the MCU with wokeness, how badly does that hurt them? Movie-wise, what other franchise could financially make up for that loss? Well, if they drive audiences away with their wokeness, I think it will hurt Disney deeply. Deeply. I think it will really cripple them. And I think they'd be very wise not to do that because if they do, really, really hurt them. They don't have anything else. I mean, Lucasfilm, Star Wars, please. I mean, that thing is practically dead, honestly. Hail L. Kane 1906. Michael Maloney, a $2 super chat. Thanks, Michael. He says, SJW force removal of Land O'Lakes Indian. Yep. Land O'Lakes Indian could be wiped away along with Mrs. Butterworth and what is that? The pancake, is it Jemima? What is it? That could go as well. They won't rest until they've purged everything they view as objectionable from our society. And once they do, well, there really won't be a whole lot left, will there? Angry Jack 97, thank you, says, I love today's new video, my lord. We must protect and preserve all our favorite ancient tales and legends, comics, manga, video games, art, music, TV shows, anime, and movies now more than ever. Ever. Amen, Angry Jack 97. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very much appreciate that. Brian Sloan with a $2 super chat says, always get physical media instead of digital media. Yes, because digital media can be unplugged like that. And you have a power outage and you can't access a comic book. You can read anywhere there's light. Anywhere there's light. A far superior Brian Sloan than that. Stephanie Littlepage with a $5 super chat. Hail, Stephanie. Says, Bob and I had our Harold and Kumar moment while on the road. We found a White Castle and got bags of sliders. He didn't like them. Sorry, Stephanie Littlepage. Sorry, Captain Robert April. Very sad to hear that. Please subscribe to Captain Robert April A great YouTuber there, and yeah, make up to him for, make him feel better about not liking the bags of sliders that he got. Sorry, man. Sounds like you were heavily leveraged in sliders. I'm very sorry to hear that. Sam Whiskey River, take my mind with a $14.99 super chat. Very generous of you, Sam Whiskey. Says Danger Diabolique is the most unique comic book adaptation to film I have ever seen. If you love Super Argo, you'll love Danger Diabolique, and it's on Amazon. He has influenced comics in Europe. Enjoy. I have I've got the soundtrack to Danger Diabolique, but I've never actually been able to watch it. Now that I know it is on Amazon, I will not be dissuaded. I will not be dissuaded. Thank you, Sam Whiskey. Maybe I'll do a twofer. Super Argo and Danger Diabolique. I will make it happen. I will make it happen. Savage Chill with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Savage Chill. Says, oh, can I identify as an Ice Age and reenact Day After Tomorrow? No SJW will stand in your way. You can go ahead and self-identify as a billionaire and retire in Saint-Tropez. They will have to take your money. They will have to take it. Your invisible money that you peel off from an invisible fold in your invisible roll, in your invisible pants that you're subsequently not even wearing. Hail Savage Chill, and thank you, my friend. Lady Gravemaster with a $10 super chat. Hail Lady Gravemaster, who says, shameless plug. Sorry, gents, if there are any artists interested in partnering on a new superhero comic, DM me, please. My friend wrote it, but can't draw and doesn't have Twitter. Thank you, Lady Gravemaster. Absolutely. There you go. DM Lady Gravemaster. She has a writer who is a friend of hers and is looking to partner on a new superhero comic. Sounds good. Thank you, my dear. Kevin Schoenfeld with a $5 super chat. Hail, Kevin, says a positive tangent. Get a chance to listen to that Bowie Amsterdam cover, Bowie at the Beeb version. No, Kevin, I have not as of yet. I have not had a chance, but I will maybe call it to my attention again or send me the link and I will give it a try. Also, if it's waiting in my emails, then I will come across it soon because I've got to get that taken care of. Thank you, Kevin Schoenfeld. Appreciate that super chat. Apophis the Destroyer. Oh, that's no laughing matter. Apophis actually may destroy us. Responding to Michael Henley's call to put 24 at the end of the super chat with a $5.24 super chat. Thank you, Apophis the Destroyer, who I fear. Says, I proclaim my support for the campaign, my lord. Victory by ending the SJW and false flaggers. Thank you, Apophis the Destroyer. Greatly appreciate that, my friend. Please don't destroy the earth in, what is it, 2028 or something like that. Please pass us by, Apophis the Destroyer. We don't want to be destroyed. If we wanted to be destroyed, we'd let Harvey out, wouldn't we?
Yeah, lay off. I called it first, Apophis the Destroyer. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Michael Henley with a $10 and a 24-cent super chat. Hail, Michael Henley says, I have the campaign slogan, Doomcock, leader of the free world, just the first step. Harvey, I TM'd that.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Michael Henley. And the green laser, I don't like that. Doomcock Nerdrotic 2024. I like Doomcock Harvey 2024. If I was the VP, they'd have to let me out, wouldn't they? They'd have to push a button, wouldn't they? It's only common sense, right?
I don't know, Harvey. I don't know about that. Yes, Harvey has first dibs. Cosmic Squirrel, push the button. Amen. The Legion of Reason is in the house with a $6.99 Canadian super chat. Hail the Legion of Reason, who says on Twitter, there are those with the blue check mark warning labels, and then there are the rest of us. That's right. I have not got a blue check mark. I don't even know how to get a green blue check mark. No clue. I've never even thought about it. Hail the Legion of Reason. And Cat Slave 56 is Doomcock for president, and I'm for vice. Cat Slave 56 is tossing their cap into the arena. Big Daddy MRI with a $5.24 super chat, again responding to the 24 call. Thank you very much, Big Daddy MRI, and thank you, Michael Henley. He says, I can't believe that someone flagged the live stream before it even started. Doomcock for president of the United States. Hail Doomcock. Hail Big Daddy MRI. And thank you for that vote of confidence. I appreciate that vote of confidence. Big Daddy MRI. Typhonus 007 with a $5 super chat. Hail Typhonus says, hail Doomcock. Thanks go out to all of my fellow essential workers. Harvey's release button is actually hidden elsewhere. Good night, Ryan Griffiths. Good to see you, my friend. His release button is actually hidden elsewhere. I wonder where. Do I have to put up guards around the entire city and in all the streets and all the doorways? Ooh, God, that would cost a lot. Be a lot of personnel on that, brother. Typhonus 007 with a $5 super chat. Hail Typhonus 007 says, hail Doomcock. Thanks go out to all of my fellow essential workers. Harvey's release button is actually, oh, I just read that one. Was that a duplicate? Huh. Well, thank you, Typhonus 007. Eldritch Lord with a $2 super chat. Hail, oh, Eldritch One says, free my tentacled brethren. Push the button.
Oh, Harvey don't like it. Push the button. Push the button.
Hail, Eldritch Thrust Lord. Thank you for giving Harvey a chance to sing some of his 80s tunes. I'm a Fokker. He admits it just straight off the bat. I'm a Fokker. I'm a Fokker. What am I going to do with a $5 super chat? Hail, I'm a Fokker. Who says, hail, great to listen to you guys on the way back from San Antonio. Says something for good content. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, Lord. Thank you. I'm a Fokker. Very much appreciate that super chat, sir. Norwegian Kryptonian. With these are I believe this is Swedish. Let me see. Trying to look this up real quick. Yes, Norwegian krone. Golly, I used to know that. What's wrong with me? 22 Norwegian krones. Thank you, Norwegian Kryptonian, who says butterbeer tastes like diabetes. I was wondering. It does not sound appetizing. And a little weird fat floating on this. I don't know. Sounds like I'm glad I haven't gone to Universal's Harry Potter land, but I'd still like to see the rest of it. And I think I could not taste the butter bear. I think I could do that. The butter beer, excuse me. The butter bear. Never taste the butter bear. Very, very bad idea. Echo Base Network Live with $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Echo Base Network Live. He says new sub to the Harvey Zone. Thank you, Echo Base Network Live. Started a new channel yourself, eh? Well, thank you very, very much, you guys. You guys are awesome. Psychodorf 9 with a $2 super chat. Hail, Psychodorf 9 says, just replaced my entire Looney Tunes collection. With what? With what? Psychodorf 9. With what? What do you mean? You've replaced it. So you don't have your records anymore, mister? That would be a shame. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. Thank you, Psychodorf 9. DJM Voices with a $5 super chat. Hail, DJM Voices says, hail, Inquisition. And this is to Gary. Gary, I DM'd you one of those Doctor Who videos you asked me to send you Sunday on Twitter. Enjoy. I'm sure he found it. Hail, Piano Dean. Good to see you. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he hasn't gotten back to you. He's a very busy guy, but hopefully, he will soon. He will soon. Echo Base Network Live with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Echo Base Network Live says, wanted to let you guys know We are having a Star Trek and Star Wars writing contest with a $500 cash prize. Well, Echo Base Network Live. I think that's a good thing. I will not enter it myself because it would be unfair. If you knew that Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, was entering your Star Trek and Star Wars writing contest, you'd be pretty much obliged to have him win. And, under pain of, a fate worse than. Let's put it that way. Echo Base Network Live. But I'll back off on that. Just kidding. Good luck with that, brother. $500 cash prize. Echo Base Network Live is having a Star Trek and Star Wars writing contest. So contact Echo Base Network and Echo Base Network Live for that context. Josh Krushke with a $9.99 very generous super chat. Thank you, Josh Krushke. Says Tales from the Loop is a tabletop RPG setting that is fully realized and they are using to set their own story. It's Amazon's nature to Stranger Things. To Stranger Things. That's very interesting. I think that's an interesting perspective, Josh Krushke. And I think actually Tales from the Loop, for me, their tones are radically different. Stranger Things is a fun throwback to the 80s kind of entertainment that used to be out there. Tales from the Loop is something sublime and subtle and nuanced. And so I personally prefer Tales from the Loop, but I am a big fan of Stranger Things and the down under the underworld there. And very cool, Josh. Thank you for that. The Casual Gamer with a $5 super chat. Hey, hello, Casual One says, here's some small cheddar to get you chaps to watch a Star Taste 1 through 5. I'll stop asking because it's annoying. Cheers all. God bless and stay safe out there. The Casual Gamer, would you please send me a link or where I can see a Star Taste 1 through 5 and I will consider it. I'm watching a lot more anime these days and very much enjoying it. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Casual One. A Star Taste 1 through 5. Just send me some link or Twitter, DM me at Doomcock on Twitter, and I will take a look at it. Matt Rose with $1 super chat. Matt did not say a word, but I greatly appreciate the super chat. Any amount helps. Any amount helps, and I appreciate it very much, Matt. Lady Gravemaster with a $5 super chat. Hey, Lady Gravemaster says, Gary, you're right about Iger. There are a few other moving parts, but that one thing is at the core. Look forward to listening to that Exozone. Well, it'll have to be offline, apparently. It's going to be really something, but I will endeavor to make it very cool for you, Lady Gravemaster. You are very learned, very intelligent, very aware, and always a pleasure to hear from you. Very much a pleasure. Matt Rose with another $2 super chat. Did not say anything again. Matt Rose gave me a $2 super chat. He gave me a $1 super chat, and he said nothing at all that I can repeat, mister. Thank you, Matt. Very much appreciated, dude. Apophis the Destroyer is back. Holy crap, you're determined to destroy the Earth, aren't you? With a $5.24 super chat, just exactly as was called for by Michael Henley. And Apophis the Destroyer says, calling Harvey's release date now, December 2028, when Star Wars 4 is remade as Star Wars a SJW Hope. Do us a favor, DC, and press the button now. Well, do you all really want to, go that way? Hail Admiral OF Doom. Thank you for the super sticker. Bushiba giving me a thumbs up or a paws up. Very, very much appreciate you, Admiral OF Doom. Just an observation. Thank you, sir. what was I? I was saying, yeah, we really don't want to end the universe yet. Well, not while there's still hope, man. Not while there's still hope. Southeastern Kaiju. Hello, Southeastern Kaiju. Thank you for this $2 super chat. And thank you for not shunning me, even though we disagree about Tales from the Loop. I will never shun you. I hope you will never shun me over an opinion that we can respectfully disagree. And Southeastern Kaiju says, Harvey Retirement Cake Fund.
What does retire mean?
It means you've given up all hope.
Oh, well, I have hope. Hope springs eternal for me. I'm eternal, you know.
Yes, I know.
So I'm bound to win in the end when I'm pissing on your grave and tossing flowers down there.
I didn't even know you pissed.
It's just an expression.
Harvey Cthulhu, ladies and gentlemen, Eldritch God, bon vivant, and a man with a bladder the size of Wisconsin. Thank you, Southeastern Kaiju. Howard Briones with a $2 super chat. Hail Howard says, tell Harvey I've tried wampum TM. Oh, I've timed. Tell Harvey I've timed wampum TM. LOL.
Sir, thank you very much for timing wampum. It's something I have never been able to do.
And hail Lady Gravemaster, who says, must be off. Good night, all. My Legion Harvey, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Very much so, Lady Gravemaster. Thank you for being here tonight. Theta Sigma with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Theta. Says at this point, Doomcock, Harvey, and Gary are essential. Well, I'd like to think so. That makes me absolutely very happy. Thank you, Theta Sigma. Sandra Feliciano with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Sandra. Sandra says, hail the Overlord who squashes the trolls. Well, there were a lot of them at my feet, and I had to do what I had to do. You know what I mean? When trolls congregate around your feet, you're supposed to do something about it. Doesn't matter if it's legal or illegal. Those little bastards are gnawing on your ankles, and you're supposed to do something about it. If you don't, it's bad news for hobbits everywhere. Hail Sandra Feliciano. Howard Briones with a $5 super chat. Hail Howard says we need to invent a portable blurring machine. Then we can blur all the Disney new live action remakes and any woke garbage. Somehow I think our corporate masters would not engineer something along those lines to be used by us. They'd want to use them on us, in my opinion. But yeah, Howard, I would also like a portable unblurring machine. But I guess that's a horse of a different color. Hail Howard Briones. Howard Briones says it's TM to wampum TM. Spell check messed it up. I'm sorry, man. That damn spell check. I swear to God. Adam Bowman with a $5 super chat. Hail Adam Bowman, who says I had two crushes early on. Claudia Christian in Babylon 5 and Lucy Lawless in Xena Warrior Princess. Weird, Adam Bowman. Weird that you should mention Claudia Christian because I have not thought of her in years. Last night, I was going through some stuff on the internet and I found, just last night, literally, I found naked pictures of Claudia Christian that, had been cropped from movies and stuff like that, screen grabbed. So, yeah, she was hot. Ivanova, she was absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Adam Bowman. Thank you, Adam Bowman. Great taste in women. On Xena, I was more of a Gabrielle guy than actual Xena per se, although she was super hot in Rome, by the way, as Livia. She was absolutely fantastic. And you get to see her naked quite a lot, Adam Bowman. You should check it out. Sandra Feliciano with a cheerleader super chat. Hail! Actually, a super sticker. Thank you, Sandra Feliciano. And thank you for being a wrench tonight. And thank you for all that you have done. Sandra Feliciano, that's a great, great super sticker. And I'm deeply appreciative of that. Beautiful. Michael Henley with a $10.24 super chat again with the 1024. And he says, Harvey can TM this. Harvey Cthulhu, destroyer of the free world. Yours is next.
I love it. I absolutely love it, sir. Hail to you. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful super chat. And all the wampum goes to me. All of your wampum belong to me. Just so you know.
Yes, Harvey. I've already said it. You don't have to keep saying it. It makes me feel like you don't trust me or something.
Oh, heaven forbid.
Michael Henley with it. Oh no, that's right. That was just the one Michael wrote. Thank you, Michael. Dave TK 1973 with a £5 super chat. Hail Dave says, Hail DC. Been too long, I fear. Disney may stick a frumpy sweater on Slave Leia at some point. Am I paranoid? Did I take too many mushrooms as a kid? What do you think? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, not only will they put a frumpy sweater on Slave Leia, they will put Slave Leia's bikini on Luke. On the new Luke. They're going to ruin new Luke. Can you believe it? You wait. You wait. The Slave Leia costume is going to be on the new Luke. And you can take that to the bank, baby. You can take that to the bank. Dreamer out there with a $5.24 super chat. Thank you, Dreamer out there. Cardinal Sin says, begging my liege's pardon, but I believe he meant Spartacus, not Rome. Hail Doomcock. Oh, yes. Who? No, I'm thinking Lucy. Yes, Lucy Lawless was on Spartacus. Yes. But the woman that was on Caprica was in Rome and did extensive nudity. Okay, that's where I got them confused. Because to me, they look a little bit similar. I always kind of think of them in a similar way in certain fantasies that I will not disclose. The fantasies will not be disclosed. Thank you, Michael Henley. And you're right. Dave TK 1973. Dreamer out there with a $5.24 super chat. Thank you, Dreamer out there. Says, for the cause, my puppers, Trunks, passed away a year ago. Tomorrow, the 17th, is his birthday. He would have been 15. He was an amazing rat terrier. Poor Trunks. He would have been 17 tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Trunks. And I will just say for Trunks, you take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afar ye, for me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. That's for you, Trunks. Hail Dreamer out there. I'm so sorry to hear that. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know of many people that don't have beloved pets that have passed on, but it's always a source of sadness for me when I remember them. And I'm sorry about that. Tracy Wilborn with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Tracy. Says Joe Bowers and Rita 2024. Joe Bowers and Rita in 2024. Well, Tracy, unfortunately, it appears that I'm running in 2024. And I'm probably going to have Harvey Cthulhu as my VP, which will be good because I'll never see him in the White House and he'll never question anything I say because, well, he's locked away. But, which is kind of really the ideal for a VP, isn't it? Hail Tracy Wilborn. Folks, we have reached the end of this Defiance Pop Culture Pop-Up live stream. I've got to get some food. I'm getting really loopy. I haven't eaten hardly at all today. And I was planning on being done with this live stream at 5 or 6 at the latest. So I'm kind of starving here. But I want to thank all of you guys so much for all of your support, following me over here to the Harvey Zone, having an impromptu, Inquisition on Harvey's channel. Thank you, Harvey, for hosting us. You're very welcome. And just thank you for taking a stand with me against this abuse. You guys are absolutely, without a doubt, the best audience on YouTube. And I can't blame folks, I guess, for being envious of that. You guys are my inspiration. You guys are my comfort. Though I am not Bette Midler, and though I do not have breasticles or breastises, as the scientific term goes for them, even so, you guys are the wings beneath my wind. You're the wind beneath my wings, and I thank you very much. I got to go get something to eat. So, from the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. And thank you all for being here. And check out the super chat square up I did earlier today, as well as my video about what Disney is doing to our culture. Thank you all. Good night, you guys. See you tomorrow on Friday Night Frolics. I'm doing Friday Night Frolics tomorrow night, probably about 7:00 p.m. Central. And Gary also does Friday Night Tights at 4:00 Central, 2:00 Pacific, on his channel as well. See you guys tomorrow and also on Sunday. And stay angry, but even more importantly, stay healthy and stay safe. Good night, you guys.